button. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Carlos. I'm just bundling up here.
Yeah.
We're getting into midwinter in November here, and I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, but it's cold and wintry, and it shouldn't be this cold out here. I don't know what's happening, but stay warm, everybody, especially if you're in the Northeast. It's a little unseasonably cold.
It is brutal, man. We know it's coming. Hey, we know the cold is coming. We live in really cold areas, but it just seems early to have a feel of 18. That's what it was here yesterday. So I'm like, wow, wait a second. Ease us into it. A little, pre-market play, a little, I can't say that word. That's not nice. But you know what I'm saying. Ease into it. You understand. All right.
I understand what you're
There's
trying
always a
not to
better
say.
outcome when you're easing into situations. All right. Friends, Gappers List brought to you by tradingterminal.com. A bunch of stuff in the green today as more conversation of this possible shutdown ending. Now, I haven't kept up since last night, so I don't know if anything changed overnight. But one of the things I was reading on this, Peter, is that one of the challenges for this shutdown to end, and that's just, I chuckled at this, is that everybody, or the lawmakers, whatever, have to fly in to get this done.
Right.
And that could be a challenge in itself because given, some of the ATC and cuts that we're having with flights, I'm thinking in this day and age, you still have to have people come in. Like there cannot be some kind of more technological way of getting this done in such an emergency, right? Because this is an emergency for a lot of people. Like some people haven't got paid in a month and change. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So really, you got to have everybody fly in and come on, guys.
Apparently, remote working is
it?
not a thing in government. So
the efficiency is unsettling. I gotta tell you. Oh my goodness, guys. Here's something that's probably. Go ahead, Peter.
Well, it is what I mean. What can you do? Yeah, things are getting weird again. President Trump has threatened air traffic controllers. I guess he caught rumor that some of them were not showing up for work. He basically said, "You want to quit? Quit. We'll hire patriots to fill the roles." Notwithstanding the fact that they've had a hiring problem for a while now, which is so they were understaffed before this happened because they couldn't find qualified air traffic controllers. So, it's all strange out there. Anyways, the vote I think is supposed to happen today. Hopefully, that does get passed. I mean, you might not like the political conditions behind it. It doesn't matter at this point. I think we just need to get the federal workers back to work and, frankly, earning a paycheck. I can't imagine how tough it is, right? Let's face it, usually government work doesn't, good benefits doesn't typically pay base salaries that are all that great. So, you need the money. So hopefully we'll get them back together.
Yeah, I'm hoping here. I got two friends already that had issues canceling. Usually not coming to New Jersey or New York. It's leaving here is a big problem. Coming in, it's always, it's okay. But leaving seems to be the issue. All right, friends, let's get to it. U.S. economic calendar. Peter, what we got going on today?
Yeah, nothing. No economic data, but it does seem that all of the Fed speakers are out there. For whatever reason, they all seem to be talking today at different events at different times and places. So, spreading the gospel of the monetary policy, I guess. They're speaking all throughout the day. Usually the market totally ignores them. Again, the only person that whose speech tends to have an impact on the market is Powell, and he is not slated to speak today as far as I can tell. So yeah, should be a fairly quiet day from an economic data. What hasn't been quiet is the market. It's actually been pretty active, Carlos. Even yesterday with the bond markets closed, I thought it would be fairly dead, and we did get a lot of sideways movement throughout the day. We also got a lot of movement. Like we did get some things that moved. We saw that at the open. If people traded Apple long, I mean, if for those of you that were with us live yesterday, I got into 1 minute after the open, I got into an NVIDIA short trade, and I held it until 1 second before the close. So I would literally in it all day. Why not?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that was
it was
an awesome trade. Yep.
Yeah, I just held on to the last part out of obstinance more than anything, really, because it did move back up most of the way, but never back to my open. So an event. So yeah, we did get some interesting price action, and the earnings continue. No, nothing major in the next couple of days, but we do have some interesting earnings that are worth paying attention to. In fact, we're going to be doing a live earnings call this afternoon. So if you want to rejoin us at 3:30, we'll be here. We'll be talking about a couple of things that are having earnings at the close or shortly after the close, anyways. And you know, because there could be some interesting stuff. We'll see what moves. But I think that's 3:30, right, Carlos, today?
3:30 Eastern time. Yes, we'll be rocking and ready to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there you go.
All right, friends. Welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck Haya New Gen 05D 3J. We still got this going on. I really hope it's not me, that there's some kind of settings that I have to select or something. I haven't touched anything. YouTube's done some weird stuff. They turned on add-on use in the middle of the show, which we know we will never do that. And they did this, and I don't know what else. So I hope there's nothing else I have to uncheck to get it back to where it was.
Yeah, we've looked for the settings. I mean, I haven't been able to find them either. So I don't know, Carlos. I don't think it's us, but it could be us. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Is it me or is it you?
It's not you.
Or is it Emmanuel Antonio Evangelista 3419, the longest user ticker name that we have in chat? So welcome, my friend. Good to see you there. All right, guys. Let's get to it. Let's dissect this list. See what we can come off here. We got tons of fun stuff happening today. Like Peter mentioned, the live earnings later at 3:30. We got a special guest today at 10:30. So stick around for that. And we'll announce her in a little bit here. And yeah, so a whole lot of fun for this show and this day. CMCT is leading the gappers list by trading terminal, up 75%. We had a couple of low flows that were leading the way yesterday. We're starting off one here. This is under a million, 20 million shares traded right now. Hard to borrow, as you expect. Creative Media getting very creative with the pre-market action this morning. Peter, what's the latest and greatest?
Creative Media and Community Trust. That sounds like two very different things. But yeah, I think they had earnings like 2 days ago. I don't know what's going on. They did announce did they announce a stock split? I think maybe today's the day when the stock split happened. That's why it popped up here. I'm struggling, Carlos. I don't know why it's moving. Look, with something this size, it's tough, right? Because you don't get a lot of analyst coverage. It looks like hold on. They're selling their lending division for approximately 44 million. So I guess that sort of tells you the relative size of this company. That the biggest news is that they're selling a lending division for only, I mean, 44 million. That's a good amount of money, but it shows that the size of that business is not huge. All right, so it looks like they're after debt repayment, they'll earn $31 million cash. And it's allowing a strategic shift towards multifamily and creative office assets. I honestly don't quite know what that means, but it sounds very community based. All right, so Carlos, no, definitely not going on my list. And I can't hear you if you're talking.
Oh, I'm on mute. Excuse me. So back to the gappers list here. FTCI. So FTCI today. What do we have here? We're up 21%, 1.5 million shares traded right now. This is FTC Solar. Yeah, they got some action. I'm just checking the list to see if there's anything on solar here as well. Is it a single thing or is it a sector thing? But I can't tell. Peter, so they're up here. Pretty nice this morning. Don't look great. 10 million shares flow. Typically not something that we like. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it isn't something we normally watch at all. They did have earnings earlier this morning. Revenue was up 157% year over year. However, their total revenue, $26 million. So again, keep in mind, relative size of this stock. We're talking about a 10 million share float and relatively modest earnings. Again, not good enough to get on my list. Not good enough.
Yeah, not cool. All right. Oh, just good morning. So Rachel Morton 772, first time on the channel. Good morning
Oh
to you.
well,
We're
welcome.
very happy to have you. Welcome. Make sure to subscribe. We would love to have you back. So, thank you for being on. And all right, let's see here. So not much happening right now. Next one, on and on. Another one that we've seen plenty of times on our list, Peter. Not a stranger to the action here, but here it is, 15%, 2.3 million shares traded. Wow, it's getting something. It's getting some good volume now, Peter, out of nowhere. So just developing here. Was up slightly in the pre-market. You can see here up to 38, and now we're all the way to 40, trying to make 41. So getting some love this morning.
Yeah, they had earnings earlier this morning, reported Q3, beat numbers, and raised their guidance for its full year sales outlook. They think that they're going to have a very good holiday season. This is a ON Holdings AG. It's a company out of Switzerland. I guess they make shoes. So I don't know. They're going to sell a lot of shoes. The shoe
Okay.
business is good.
Yeah. Float on this is 227. I got to say, this pre-market does look interesting. So I'm inclined to at least put it on a secondary, Peter. I know normally we dismiss it. It doesn't look so good, but it's looking pretty nice right now.
2.3 million shares, up 17%. You're right, especially in the last 20 minutes or so. It looks better than it did when I looked at it about an hour ago. So maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, why
Yeah.
not? Let's
So,
put it
so
on there, see
maybe.
what
Yep.
happens. Yeah, over
Yep.
the next half an hour.
And if you're wondering why, I mean, we've seen this stock many times. It has not traded well, but look at the move now. I mean, it's clearly a lot more than what they do on their daily. This thing was at 35,
Mhm.
and we're already at 41, 42, and it looks like it wants to keep going. So we'll put it on here. Might be slightly popcorn type stock where we just get nothing that we really can trade, but this will be fun to watch. Next is going to be CRMD. CRMD. I remember the ticker, but don't know what they do here. So CRMD, we are up 7.2, 345,000 shares trade. This looks crappy. I might be confusing it with something else, but this does not look good at all. Daily looks messy. Pre-market action, you got a little bit of volume. You're just hitting our scanners, right? Like being up 7.2, getting over 200,000 shares traded, being above $5, but you're hitting other numbers, but it's not looking tradable at all, Peter.
Yeah, Core Medics is the name of the company. They had earnings this morning. I saw it on the list, but didn't pay much attention to it, to be honest. Looks like they beat their numbers and raised their guidance for the full year. So, it's okay, but I'm not going to put it on my list.
Yeah, we'll skip this bad boy. And next I have is maybe you might remember this ticker, Peter. I know it's been a while since you dabble in it, but AMD. I know you're more of an NVIDIA guy nowadays, but AMD's here, so let's see what's going on. AMD, it is up 6.5, 2.5 million shares traded. Again, it's getting a bit of a nice move and some volume today.
Yeah, fairly big pre-market move. Normally, AMD is not one of those stocks that likes to move around a lot pre-market. They announced a long-term growth strategy that I guess the market likes. They put out a new product roadmap, and again, like I said, with these financial targets, they increased their forecast for this year and next. So, and of course, they uttered the magic words as you would expect. I mean, this is semiconductor; they're right in the thick of things, right? So, I mean, they're making chips for AI applications. They talked a lot about AI and how they see significant growth there, and with their new chipsets, which of course, look, they say the same thing that every company says. Every one of AMD, NVIDIA, they're all like trying to leapfrog each other with our chips are going to be faster, more cost effective, more better performance, blah 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 blah, all that stuff. And they might be, I don't know. What I like is the fact that it's moving the stock. So I have been, as you know, 4 days in a row now, right? Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. I've been trading NVIDIA every single day, and it's definitely become my new best friend. So AMD, I'm happy if you want to reclaim the spot. There's always room in my heart for you. So let's go. Let's get it on.
Yep, yep.
Let's get it
Rekindle
on.
some old flames there. All right,
Yeah.
let's see. I do like NVIDIA the way it's been trading. I'm going to add that to the list. And I got to say, AMD, the way it's moving right now, looking very, very attractive. Like you said, they normally don't move this way. So for them to be doing anything close is nice. So I will add AMD. We can always change things up later depending how the pre-market session goes here. All right, let's do two more, and then we'll hand it off to you, Peter, to kind of go over some of these other ones that we're very familiar with. I see some of the minerals are back in play here. So I see USAR, I think it's one of them. I believe there's another one on here, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it looks like we've got some stuff going on there. Let's take a look at BTQ. We'll look at BBAI, and then we'll hop over to you, Peter. So BBAI this morning up 5.3. This thing had a massive, well, not massive, but it had a nice gap up yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think they would have went higher, but the selling pressure on the overall market just brought a lot of tickers down. I think this is one of them that didn't get a chance to look pretty here because of the selling pressure the overall market had. Today they're gapping up. They're 5.4, 2.7 million shares traded. That's great volume, and we saw a nice volume yesterday on it, Peter. And again, I was watching this one closely because I was looking for a breakout that I never got, but it was one that was trading pretty decent.
Yeah, they like you said, never got a chance to move higher. They did make a great move lower if you're willing to take that, but that was not what the information going into the market was, right? Because they'd had some good earnings and beat their numbers, and they just could not capitalize on it. I mean, look at that big red candle, right? You can see how they gapped up pre-market and then just sold off pretty much all day. This is like this feels like the dead cat bounce type thing. I mean, they're bouncing with the market, which is also up, but I don't think it's going to be a good trading opportunity today. I could be wrong on that, but after having watched it yesterday, I just can't imagine it's going to be able to continue with enough momentum to keep it interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I'll leave this one alone. The next one here is BTQ, and let's see what BTQ has for us today. Oh, it's garbage. Where's our garbage truck? Our garbage truck has not been out for a little run in a while.
For repairs?
Yeah, we're gonna bring it in here. That's garbage truck, BTQ technology. So that's there, me and Peter driving the truck. Yeah, it looks horrible, man. Nothing to see here.
All right, I agree.
Yeah, Melanie, I like that. It should have like it is missing like a beep beep. Like once we get closer, right? Have Peter just hitting the honk there.
Yeah, I gotta manually get back to doing that every time it goes. Can you give the truck again?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Where is it? Let's get it back on the road. There you go. Meep meep.
There it is. There it is. All right. Okay, let's see. I think we're set, Peter, as far as the stuff on the top. Anything you like that it's on the gap up list? I know we have MU down here, which actually yesterday got a little bit. It was a nice sell-off yesterday. Very, very clean. As everything was selling off. Probably one of the the cleanest sell-off out of all the semis, I think, was MU, man. At the market open, at least, right?
I was surprised
very clean.
How many people were watching MU? A lot were keeping an eye on it, and it wasn't a bad trader. I of course was focused elsewhere, busy watching NVIDIA, and but yeah, it wasn't a bad place to focus on. Oklo had earnings after the close yesterday. OKLO. We were keeping an eye, or is it Oklo? I still haven't figured that one out.
I think it's Oklo, but we'll go with it.
Oklo. I always have to tell with the English language. Anyways, it's they missed their estimates quite significantly. They basically lost twice as much money as they had forecast, and 3 times as much money as they did in the same period last year. So we're well off their numbers. But really, like, it's earnings, which for a company at this stage of growth, it doesn't really matter that much, right? I don't think we should be measuring. It's not about how much money they're making at this point. They're still in development and trial phases, right? Once they've got once they start deploying reactors, right, and actually getting them in the field, then we should care about revenue, right? How many can they sell? What revenue are they generating from them? That'll be important. At this point, not so important, to be honest. So, but that means I don't know what to expect of it. It is gapping up, like we're pointing out, despite the fact that they had some pretty bad numbers. They did well. They sort of sold off a little bit at the announcement, and then popped up, and then sold off again, and now they're up. So I think this is in play. It doesn't look fantastic, I'll have to admit. Only 500,000 shares and spotty price action, but we know that this can move intraday. So. Despite having like lower volume and looking worse than Big Bear AI, I'd probably put it on my list just because I think it's going to be more active, but I could be wrong in that. I don't know. I'm not can't be say for sure, but that's my thought.
Yeah. I love looking up their stuff, man. I mean, this looks so cozy. Like I want to come in here and have like a hot chocolate,
so
or after snowboarding down a couple of blacks and greens and blue or whatever the colors are. Just hop in here, man. Have a nice hot cocoa,
I feel like
whatever.
The nuclear power plant could double as a lovely, cozy community center. What could
Yeah,
possibly go wrong?
you could put this right next to the church in the school in your town, and nobody would
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
You
All
might
good.
walk in here thinking it's the church. It just
Yeah.
looks great. All right. Oklo is hit or miss. I am going to put it on the secondary list because they can trade well. We've seen them move pretty good here.
See,
Loved
the
it.
jokes write themselves with this thing, guys. It's you leave there with a
Yeah.
cozy, warm glow. You're actually glowing. It's
Yeah.
nothing wrong.
Exactly. So yeah, on the secondary list, let's see where it goes. It can trade well. We have traded in the past. It's actually the few times I traded in that much, it has treated me very well. So let's see if it can today, if anything comes up out of it. Anything else, Peter, off our gap up list?
And I mean, there's a lot of the usuals that are gapping up. What is interesting, I'll say, all of the Magnificent Seven stocks are gapping higher with the market, except Apple. And that's notable because Apple's just been ornery. It's just been doing its own thing. Yesterday, everything was gapping down, except Apple decided to go up. Today, everything's gapping up. Apple's going to go down. So, that can provide some trading opportunity. I find it confusing, but it certainly provides some trading opportunities. So you might want to watch Apple. And Carlos, I know that Apple is introducing a new product. Have you
I have
considered
not.
investing
I
in?
have not checked.
I know you
What?
love your iPhone and Apple products. They apparently are building one of these, a 3D knitted sleeve for your iPhone. You see it here? You can it apparently they're getting into like grandmother and community
This is out of control.
craft market things. I think it would look good on you. You should
Is
get
is
one. The
this
eye
is this
sock. Yeah.
is this an official Apple thing? Oh
Apparently.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is CVS.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. It's a thing. So
It will sell. It will sell. The Apple fans, not me. The Apple fans will buy this. I could already see some people in chat salivating. Going into the chat to see they can pre-order it. I see you guys. We were tapped into your computer stream, into your IP address. We see what you're doing there. You're looking it up and seeing what color is going to be available. Oh my goodness!
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
All right. Anyways,
Can't wait to see how that goes.
Maybe that's what's causing the Apple stock to move. There have been crazier things out there. Anyways, Apple is gapping down where everything else is gapping up. But yeah, pick whichever you want. So I just that story amused me when I saw it. I thought of you immediately. So
Yeah. No way. Not happening. It's
all right.
it's funny. I missed the days of when it was cool to wear the clip, Peter. Remember that you had the clip that you could just wear on
Oh,
the
big
belt?
time.
Go get it, Peter. Go get the clip. It was so
Where is it? Right
comfortable.
here.
So
Look.
comfortable. I don't know why that
Oh
went out
my
of
goodness.
style.
Look,
Why did that go out of
I got
style?
one right here.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
look at that. Look, I still have my, what does it hold?
It's the
My
BlackBerry. Yeah, of
BlackBerry.
course. Oh,
Oh, look at
look at
that.
that sexy
That's a
thing.
classic. It's a
Yeah,
classic device right there. Plug it in, it'll still work.
yeah.
Huh?
Might not stay on
Yeah.
because the battery's probably done, but it'll work.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how long
Yeah.
it'll stay on
Well,
for,
that
but
is that was
yeah,
comfortable. That was
good old
comfortable.
days.
Nope. All right, let's see here. All right, so I like Apple. I'll add it to the list. Had a big day yesterday, so we'll add that one as well. And let's see here. Apple. There we go. And then Peter, anything else that you like off this gap up list, or do we want to move down to the gap down?
Yeah, no, let's go to the gap down. Oh, Carlos was a good man.
No, I'm here. I'm here. ALKS is. we need some kind of meme for that, like me falling off a cliff or something, or you falling off a cliff, whoever falling off a cliff. I think would be nice. ALKS this morning is up. Well, no, was up 37 is the high, and then slammed right back down to 27 is the low. Now sitting around 29, so down 14% right now, 317,000 shares traded, and it has done all of this with very light volume. So the flow actually it's not a low flow. I was expecting worse. It is 167 million shares flow. Is what I'm showing here. So that's not what I thought I was going to see when I looked down there, but that's what it is. Man, it looks really risky, almost trading like a low flow the way it's moving through some of these dollars here. I mean, this is a big range, down 14%. Peter, what's the news? Someone was going to get promoted, and then a few minutes later, they are probably going to fire him now. So what's going on?
What? Oh, sorry. Look, they're in a phase 2 study that I'm participating. Sorry.
There you go.
Phase 2 study for a narcolepsy drug.
Yeah.
And they released the results, and they said, let's see, let me read from it. The study's dual primary endpoints demonstrating statistically significant and clinically meaningful improvements in wakefulness and excessive daytime sleepiness compared to placebo in patients with narcolepsy. So they use too many words. If it's statistically significant and clinically meaningful, people apparently have dug into the report, and they're calling they're calling BS on that. So apparently it
Yeah.
isn't working as well as they're reporting, and I guess I need to get off the trial because it's not working.
Not working.
So
Yeah.
all right, sorry, Al Kermes. I was just having some fun with you. PLC, don't sue me.
Yeah, not looking good. Probably not tradable. I'm definitely going to leave this one alone. Guys, be careful. I know it looks good to look at something going from $34 to 28,000 in a matter of minutes, but it's just so unpredictable. You do not want to get caught on the wrong side of that. Next on here is BH. Is this Heaven something? Oh yeah, Bioheaven. Another one that we saw a couple of days ago. This thing dropped pretty good here, all the way down to 8 from 14, and then it did nothing. Got a little bit of volume, went up to like about 950 or so, but then it did nothing. Today they're slightly lower by 9.6, 1.2 million shares traded, but their daily doesn't trade very well. So looks like maybe more bad news for them, Peter. But again, just not really interested in having this one on the list.
No, it's a secondary offering. They're raising cash, issuing 23 million or so new shares for at $7.50 each. So they're looking to raise about 175 million. So yeah, that's secondary offerings never make for good trading.
Yeah, not good. We'll leave that alone. And then JMIA, this is Jumia Technologies AG. Well, down pretty good here. It was down all the way to 729. Has since then recovered. But look at this drop here. We're still down 5.3 on it. 1.3 million shares traded. A float on this one is 61 million. Is this is this a ticker that we used to trade way back when, or am I mixing this up with something else?
No, so.
I think this is the yeah. We have some history. We have some history with this ticker, man. Yeah, I think it used to be in play heavy. 2020. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I think it was this one. This was this one. I remember the ticker name. We used to make our list quite a bit. Very wild ticker. At that time, it was this one is something else that were always moving together. But yeah, I remember this one. Have not traded this or seen this in a
Whoa.
very long time. But here we are today, Peter. What's the latest and greatest?
Whoa. I don't
That's not
know,
good.
but I just tried to click on their name to get their to see what they did, and it said, "Sorry, you've been blocked. You are unable to access africainternetholding.com." So, okay, that's probably a good thing. I thought they were an
Hmm.
internet company out of Germany, but at least on this data service I've got, it's not seemed it doesn't look like it's linking to the right thing.
Hmm.
Um, but or maybe it is. But either way, I've been blocked from seeing it. I don't remember trading this. It's possible. I it looks like they had earnings early this morning. Around 6:50 a.m. they announced their earnings, which coincides with the when the price started to move. They reported about 25% revenue growth and 21% growth in their gross margins. So that sounds good, but the stock is moving down. I feel like you blocked me from the website. I'm not gonna risk trading it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
I'll leave it to you.
Frank, I think that's what it was. Yes, they're like the Amazon of Africa or something. Yeah, I remember we dabble in this a lot. Could be this one, but I again I'm not sure, but I think it's something like that. Um,
All right. Well,
but yeah,
sounds
again,
sketchy to me.
yeah. But yeah, I don't like it this morning. Could be in play. I think there'll be better things for us to look at. All right, let's do one more from the gap down. Then we'll go to Peter and then to you guys. Circle of Internet. I've seen you guys typing that one in. That is on our gap down list this morning. Right over here, down 4.1 now, 3.3 million shares traded. Hard to borrow. And Circle of Internet is it's actually a yeah, right. 147 million shares flow. So the fact that we don't have shares for sure is a little interesting here. But yeah, down 4.2, Peter. Not looking so hot. Very difficult to trade. It's not your easy ticker. It's like when Oklo was. It reminds me of Oklo a little bit. It's not easy to trade. Can move very wild. But this one can be a lot more risky. So Peter, they're down pretty big today. What's the latest and greatest?
Yeah, it feels like they should be having a better morning. They did post better than expected quarterly earnings and updated their guidance. They also announced a partnership with Visa, which is going to help their some of their offerings, their stablecoin reach, because you can have direct payouts using Visa. Well, it's only a pilot program, but still, partnering with Visa is a good thing in this sector. However, as you point out, they are gapping down this morning. So once again, people don't seem to be believing the story. I'm not sure why. It seems like I said, there's good news enough that they should be gapping up. But admittedly, they are burning through cash fairly quickly, which may be the speculation. Now, this is me speculating, but with their cash burn, it could be that they're going to need to raise some money, which would lead to a secondary offering, most likely. That's the easiest way for a publicly traded company to raise money, which would be dilutive. But that hasn't been announced yet. So, don't that's all rumor, not fact. So I don't know. I 3.2 million shares. It is a an easy stock. Like you pointed out, hard to borrow today, which is odd. So you can only trade it to the long side. That makes it less attractive, right? Because you can only
Oh
go
yeah.
long. You can't trade it in both directions. So um, otherwise, I probably would have taken a risk and watched it. Now I'm not sure because if it's just going to go down, we can't play.
Yeah, yeah. This is something I absolutely hate right here, Peter. Like I don't hate a lot of things, but this is something that bugs me. And you'd be surprised how many financial websites do this. And I hope that Trading Terminal never does this to you. Even Bloomberg does this, which is shocking.
What's that?
This ads up here. These ads at the top and it moves down the thing. So I came in here looking for Jumi or whatever. Why? Are you really making that much of this? You got to put this inconvenience in there.
I
I mean, I bet they are, but is
Wait a
it
second.
worth the user experience?
Yeah, hold on. Let's go to. I got to go to Yahoo Finance here.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it is not random that they're advertising you leather jackets.
That's not
You
random at
already
all.
have one.
I already
Why?
have one, but they probably think I need another one.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I
Now I
guess
need a
they figure
truck.
it's something you like. You need a collection. Let's
Yeah.
see. What happens when I call it up? All right, I'm going to the same page, calling up the same ticker.
Yeah.
Uh, they're oh look, they're trying to get me to take the train. They're for me, they're advertising Via Rail, so Canadian
Yeah.
passenger train. So
There you
yeah,
go. They're definitely listening in. Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's just I whatever. I don't get this. But if you go to trainterminal.com, friends, right? If you go to train terminal, like I don't even have to promote this hard because it's look how clean it is. Clean. None of this bar stuff up
You
there. I
know,
mean, ugh.
it is a
It,
rare website to go to where you don't get some ads, though. There are ads
it,
everywhere. I
it
mean,
is. It is.
but
And hopefully for Andrew, some billionaire will come in and say, hey, I want to buy this for so much money that it would be irresponsible for him to refuse. Hopefully they don't mess it up. But that's usually what happens, right? They don't, you create something nice and then you sell it off to some billionaire and they destroy it. But we're not planning on doing that. Just kidding. All right. Let's continue here. Peter, I don't have anything else of the gap down. Anything else you like this morning?
Let's see. I already mentioned Apple that was gapping down. But no, most other than that, most everything else is gapping up. CRCL, might have been interesting gapping down, but said you can't trade it to the short side. Disney is gapping down, but it's got no volume. Other than that, yeah, I got nothing. We're just gonna have to
Yeah.
wait and see what the market gives us.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. All right, friends, let's take a look at what you guys like, right? So my list so far, as we're building it here, I have on deck. Let's take a look. I have NVIDIA, AMD, and Apple. Let's see what you guys like this morning.
Oh,
So I'm looking in both chats, and let's take a look what's taking place there. You found something, Peter? Interesting?
no, Raf just posted. I'm not sure what's the conversation they're having here. But
I haven't.
Norm's in the chat room. We were
Our
talking about
good
Norm just
buddy
the other
Norm.
day.
Yeah, at least three
I don't know
times a
what's
month
going
we,
on.
we bring up Norm and we bring up his picture and
Yeah.
BYD and all that good stuff. But I don't know what Raph is into.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
They started talking about your leather jacket. Somehow that morphed to leather.
Oh,
We'll just
no,
say
no, no.
masks.
Yeah. I don't know what
And
kind of
anyways, all right.
party Raph is going to, but
Yeah,
we're
you
good,
never
buddy.
know sometimes where the chat room goes. As Andrew
Yeah.
would say, all right, let's get back to business.
Let's
Let's
get back into character. Absolutely.
get back into
All right,
character.
friends.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
tickets you like this morning? Good morning to our good buddy Norm in chat today. Let's see here. What do we have? See, Norm is real because people are like, who's Norm? Who's Norm? Like, there it is. He's real. Right? He's here. I'm not pulling up that ticker. I almost did. I almost pulled up that ticker there and
Yeah.
realized, wait a minute. I was
Yeah,
gonna get
no,
caught so good
get
by
yourself
pulling
in
up that
trouble.
one. Oh, that would
Yeah.
have been good. Amazon here. As we look at some other tickers, we are up here slightly, 469,000 shares traded. I think it's very similar to a lot of our other tickers. They're not really doing a whole lot, right? So,
No.
Apple. I like Apple. Do I have Apple on the list? I do. Yes. Okay. So Apple's there. Amazon, if you like, you could put it on there. But for me, I'm not gonna do that one for right now. All right, Peter. Anything else, guys? I know the comments are awesome in chat, guys. BYND, no, I think that's pretty much that for now. NVIDIA, I do have NVIDIA on the list. That's very good. POTR, yes, POTR was fun 2 days ago. You guys were trading this. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Was
And
it 2 days ago?
yesterday was sort of interesting on it actually, because when we looked at it, Carlos, at the open, it was ugly. Like, look at those 5 minute candles in the first half hour. It was absolutely atrocious, just bouncing in a range. But then it did make a move. In fact, it made two moves over the course of the day. It did move down to a low of day, and then from the low straight up to the high of day. So it did actually end up giving a move, but you had to be patient. You absolutely had to sit out that open, or you could have just been chopped to heck. So I know we had a couple of people that that mentioned they were getting chopped up on it. So PLTR it's such a funny stock, eh? Like a couple of days ago, it just gave a real straightforward, straight upward move, and if you caught it, it was great. But if you thought you were going to do that again yesterday, boy, like it would have been painful. So you just never know with this thing.
Yeah, I just never know. So you just got to watch it. Again, I'll put it on the list because I do have the space for it anyway. And when this thing is in play, man, it does trade very, very well. So PLTR, I'm going to put it right over here. All right, friends. And I think that's about it. I have AMD. Let's stop here. Let's get to our community events and announcements. We're going to come back and add more stuff if we need to. But for right now, NVIDIA, AMD, Apple, and PLTR. And I do have some secondary on, and also Oklo, just in case they get going here. All right, friends, you can always head over to bearbletraders.com, click on webinars at the top, and that's going to show you what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is Wednesday, so focus in on what's taking place this Wednesday.
Yeah, well, we've got a few things on is it Wednesday already? My goodness, how
Yes,
the
sir.
weeks fly. But yes, that means it's psychology, and we're going to focus heavy on psychology today. I mean, we always do on Wisdom Wednesday, but today we're going to double down. So let's start. We'll start with Dr. Vanessa Charlin, who's always here and has a conversation. She'll be in the webinar room at noon, as always, to talk futures with our members and really dig deep. She is a very active trader and knows her stuff. Well worth paying attention to. But she's not going to be alone. Right here on the YouTube channel, stay with us because Kreda, one of our favorite and long-term psychology experts, will be with us. She'll be doing live sort of Q&A with Carlos, and that'll be coming up right after we do the live trading around 10:30 or so. We expect her to be joining us, so that'll be fantastic. So you've got that session to look forward to. We'll, of course, live broadcast that into the chat room as well. Then this evening, we've got our signature event where Wesley's going to talk about resilience, how to manage that, and manage your emotional intelligence as well as the symptoms of lack of resilience. So that'll be at 8 o'clock in the webinar room for our elite members. So yeah, we got some good stuff coming out today. I want you to pay attention and stick with us here, right? You can't lose being here. We're going to be live trading both in the chat room and on YouTube, and then we'll merge the two streams back together when we get Kreda joining. That is what we're doing, right, Carlos? Just going to make sure.
Yeah, sounds about right to me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, good. Perfect. So yeah, should be a great morning. So pay attention. We've got lots of psychology wisdom coming your way on this beautiful Wisdom Wednesday, also known as Hump Day, for those in the chat room that just revel every Wednesday. We have Hump Day. So and Dorota asking about the APM. Yes, the APM webinars are always recorded. So they're always recorded and posted in the education center for all of our elite members.
Yep. All right, friends. Let's go ahead and get some levels set. Oh, how to join? Right? Did we do that?
Wow. You were just moving on, but yeah, sure. If you want to join us in the chat room, there's always a way to do that. In fact, I had someone this morning who was asking a question that I was responding to via email, and they were saying, I'm sort of trying to get into the day trading. I used to be a swing trader. Where do I go? And I said, you know what? The best place is to join a community. The Bearable Trading community is a great example of that because you can get, sort of like-minded people, sort of get a feel for what day trading feels like, especially if you've done other sorts of trading or if you're brand new. It's sometimes good just to absorb an environment, right? What are other people doing? What are they looking at? You can ask questions. What type of strategies are they using? How are they approaching it? Plus, if you join a community, you usually get access to their knowledge resources. And at Bearable Traders, if you join with an elite membership, you can get access to all of that educational center material, of which there are hundreds upon hundreds of good webinars on strategy, psychology, and all sorts of other topics. So it's good to get access to that. You can do so at bearbletraders.com and pick the membership option that's right for you, and hopefully we'll see you there sometime soon.
Yep, absolutely, friends. All right, let's get some levels set in place. I was looking at Amazon again here. James over in YouTube chat as well mentioned it, but it could be a good one. So keep an eye on it. I know it has its days where it can trade very, very well. We've seen it do that. Today can maybe be one of them. I know it has a little bit of action in the pre-market, so keep an eye on it. If you see something great, definitely let us know. All right, friends, let's get some levels in place. So my list right now, starting off with, nobody mentioned Tesla. No love for Tesla today.
Didn't.
Huh.
We didn't mention Tesla today.
Okay, it's got to be on the
Tesla
list.
was tough yesterday.
Yeah, it's got to be on the secondary at least. So we won't spend time on it, but it's always, somewhere in the radar there. All right, let's start with NVIDIA, friends. So NVIDIA, this morning we were up pretty nice here, 4.3. Got some volume. High of the pre-market today, 197.17 off this really busy candle here, wicked up all the way to there and then right back down. So we'll mark that there. On the bigger picture, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days are okay for you. Doing a great job. Do not need to add anything else. Love the pre-market, 194.81. Put a level there. Once you do that, friends, you are set. Previous day close down here, low from Monday, and you got plenty of levels both up and down on NVIDIA. Next is AMD. AMD right now, high of the pre-market, we're sitting at 254.05. So let's mark that there. And then towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days as well. Low of the pre-market right now, pretty much the high from yesterday, so don't got to worry about that. And then the lows all the way down around 240-ish, 235-ish area. We are missing some levels here that I want to mark down. So, for example, like this one right over here, got a couple of days opening and closing right on here, 243.85. So we'll note that there just in case we do get to that area. I don't see anything else. I would love to have had something in between this area here. But there's nothing. The only thing I have is this 243.85. Now towards the top is a very clear daily. We have 259, clearly an area of resistance, support. Actually more resistance than anything. Look at the wicks there. A little bit of support, resistance here as well. So not much to add there. And the next 263.62 towards the top on AMD. So let's see. AMD's looking good this morning. Pre-market, as I mentioned earlier, pretty active. Yeah, let's see where this goes. Apple also doing some stuff today. It was one of the few tickers that was actually strong yesterday. Did pop up and did keep going, opposed to a lot of tickers that sold off. So let's see if today is going to give us anywhere near that type of action. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have the pre-market this morning, 276.93. So we'll put one there, and then towards the bottom we do have 274.94 as well. Then here we have right over here we have a level 272.17, and then below that, guys, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days on Apple, which again, I hope it can trade well. When Apple trades well, it's really, really nice. So let's see if we can do that. All right, we got some new Lambos and Garbage Truck members. Good morning to you guys. Welcome, Alinisar 25668. Welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck family, my friend. Dave Clark, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck fam. So I appreciate you guys being there. And Peter, what is our team watching today?
All right. Yes, our moderator's starting to get their list in. Starting, I think Meg. Oh no, she wasn't actually. I thought she was first, but we got a lot of people up here. I missed them. Nathan's gonna be watching Magnificent 7 and AMD. I think his list is almost always the same. Jared's gonna be watching AMD, OKLO, CoreWeave, CRWV, and CRCL. Remember, right now that is on most platforms. You can only trade it long. It's hard to borrow, which means you can't short it. Thor is going to be watching Amazon, NVIDIA, Apple, and of course his futures contracts. Mike has got Google, Meta, and NVIDIA on his list. Megan's just watching Open and OKLO. I've got NVIDIA, AMD, Apple, PLTR, Tesla, and Okla, and I'm surprised more people aren't watching AMD, but Gary is. He'll be taking a look at that, and Phil will be watching AMD, Amazon, NVIDIA, and Tesla. So that's what we've got so far this morning for live trading. I think Andrew is supposed to be back. I think he flew back into Vancouver last night, which means he should be able to trade live with us this morning, assuming he wakes up. I wonder if I should bug him yet. We'll give him another few minutes here. It's not yet time. But if not, don't worry. We'll have live traders. Thor often jumps in there. And of course, we know good old reliable Brian should be here to trade with us. He's Mr. Slow and Steady. Almost always finds some good trades in the morning to take advantage of. So it's going to be a good, I think it's going to be a good day. I like these days where we don't have big, obvious targets. You know, the price action's sort of light. It's we're not gapping big any which way. They lend themselves to my style nicely. So we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, friends, ready to go. Once we get our friends over in chat logged in, we will hop off and let them do their thing here. But
Harvey's asking about IBM. Says
IBM.
quantum news. I don't know. Is that like really like, stock moving news on IBM? I feel like they're always going to release little quantum news. Let's see. They unveiled new quantum processor software and algorithm breakthroughs at its Quantum Developer Conference. That honestly doesn't feel like enough news to move the stock. I could be wrong, but like big companies like IBM have conferences and all the time. They're always going and sponsoring the conferences. And like unless you just unveiling new technology, unless you can show it doing something revolutionary, which I don't see in these announcements, I don't feel it's going to move the stock. Just my guess, but let's hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, same here.
It's more fun when but
it
I don't think it will.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Dave Clark says he's been with us for about 2 weeks and has been enjoying this as part of his daily routine. That's awesome and great to hear. And Ali Nazar just joined because he wanted a shout out. We would have gave you one for free, but thanks for joining anyway. So shout out to you. If the shout out means a lot to you, we'll give it to you, man. We are givers here. We love to give. So a matter of fact, we'll give away 5 books today. Let's give away 5 books today. 5 ebooks on Amazon from Andrew's collection.
There you go.
So we'll give 5 just to stay in the giving mood.
Not yet, though.
Not yet. Don't hashtag anything, please. Don't bomb the chat.
Don't go spamming things yet.
Yeah,
it'll be later.
All right, friends. We'll leave you in chat, guys. A little bit later, we'll be back with again Creta at 10:30. Looking forward to that, and we'll see you guys a little bit later. We're gonna continue right here on YouTube.
All right. So we shall. Brian's in with his list, by the way. I'll let you know. Our live trader in the chat room, he's going to be watching AMD, NVIDIA, PLTR, Tesla. So a lot of the common, the usual suspects. And then CoreWeave, CRWV. I feel like I should put CoreWeave on my list because so many people are watching it here. I'm gonna put it over here. I didn't see anything special on CoreWeave, but like you said, it did have earnings. You mean yesterday were we keeping an eye on it? They were. They did move, I suppose, fairly well yesterday. Yeah. I mean, okay. I'm not sure what people love on it. All right. Can't hurt. I've got room. I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, friends, 100%. I mean, I see some names. There's some names of people that have been with us for a while. So, for example, like Candy Loves Green. I remember the name. I don't think it was this, but I remember the name. And I do remember I sometimes remember the icon. When it's a name like this, a letter, it's hard to remember. But I do remember some of the names here from people that have been with us for a while. Coach Umberto, been with us for quite a minute here. So Chris MC, we know this guy very well. So yeah, we're happy to have you guys. Thank you so much for being with us every single morning. The only thing we ask is that you do a backflip off the trampoline and land on a chair sitting down, hands up, and we will appreciate that. Just kidding. Only thing we ask is just very simple, a thumbs up. Some of you guys were ready to go outside to do that, but we appreciate you too for your commitment. But no, just a thumbs up. That's all we ask. It does help out the channel a ton. We really appreciate it.
Were you watching some like bad athletic thing? What was the name of that series? Something ass.
Which one?
Dumbass? Stupid? No.
No, it's Impractical Jokers. No, it was not. No, I know you're talking about. No.
What's
the guy from Jackass? Jackass.
From
MTV. It's MTV.
Yeah.
MTV, right?
Where they used to do like
things.
stupid stunts and
That was wild, man.
Anyway,
that was the original YouTube madness. Those guys were ahead of their time.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you that much. They were not every YouTube
probably
channel
all dead now in some tragic accident. Yeah.
No, one of them is pretty popular. The main guy, he's done a couple of movies. He's pretty good. Yeah, he's still around, teaching the youngsters. We're sitting at 282 likes, friends. We'd love to be at 400 if we can, so definitely slam that thumbs up. It does help us out a ton. Again, really, really appreciate it.
John Roberts is asking where can he find Atlas? Atlas is one of the tools available at tradingterminal.com. Trading Terminal, all one word, .com. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see that the Atlas tool is available. So, in fact, thank you for the reminder because I'm going to call it up right now and get that thing going live here. Oh, and look, Andrew has joined the chat room. So he did, he made it back. He's alive. He's awake.
Yep. Awesome, awesome.
And ready to go. I got my platform all ready to go here.
Yeah.
And Carlos, I'm hoping we're gonna have a good trading day. I don't have anything that I'm like saying I've got to trade this at the open.
Yep.
I don't really I don't know what I should be paying
Yeah.
attention. I mean, I'm gonna pay attention to AMD, of course. But it looks like AMD has sold off here, lost some of the gains it made early on. So we'll see what it does at the open. A little positivity in the market may give people an excuse to push AMD higher. We'll find out. You were gonna watch this ON Holdings, ONON. Maybe I'll put that on a list here too. I put it.
I have
Put
not
it
seen
over.
it in a bit, but the pre-market,
Looks
yeah, it looks
good.
very active, man. Yeah,
It
I
does.
like
It
that.
does. It actually looks. Remember, we said we were going to come back and take a look at it, and it
Yeah,
does look pretty good. Held the volume largely, and especially for a
yeah,
NYSE stock, I'm surprised that it's moving as much as it is. 6.5 million shares now.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Let's get some
going
levels
pretty
in here since
good.
we're going to watch it a little bit closely. We got 41, 44, 10, which is the high. Look at this range here, 2 on the daily. Look at this. This could
Yeah,
be interesting. All right, so
yeah.
we
If
got a
we,
nice little area here.
I'd love
Above
if we got
that.
a sell off
Mm-hmm.
to about 41.50. Oh yeah, see
Yeah,
if I look at the daily, that
it's clean, right?
41.50 area
Yeah,
is right near where the VWAP is. So if we could sell off to that, then maybe a move higher. That'd be a good fallen angel type play.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see if we get
yeah,
something like that. Again, it's a NYSE stock though, so don't forget to also wait for the volume.
yeah. Be very, very careful.
It's important.
All right, I want to do a poll today. We've been doing a poll every single day. I like the polls, but I haven't thought about anything of what we're gonna do a poll on this morning. We gotta think about something. Those are fun. I like to see what people are thinking. So we'll come up with something. Yeah. See, Andrew likes on and on as well. Good, good. The Andrew indicator is on, my friends. I got my Andrew indicator here from the chat room. There it is. Yeah,
Andrew
yeah.
indicator.
Hey, listen. The more indicators and the criteria that line up, the higher your edge is. The more confidence you have of taking a trade, right? So match up all your indicators. And yeah.
AMD, I don't know where AMD. I'm gonna watch the orders at the open here on the onion.
Did Andrew?
We'll see what it
Did he?
does.
I'm not sure if he's hearing us, but did he just fly right from the airport? Not fly from, but did he just go straight to the office?
I don't
I know he
I
had an
don't think
overnight
so.
flight and he was here
Did he?
yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he had an overnight
Oh.
red eye.
Did he? Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe
Yeah.
then. Maybe we'll find out.
Yep. Um,
All right. There's my 1 minute alarm. And we will get ready. Oh, look at that. It's snowing again out here, Carlos.
I got my shades down. I can't see what's happening out there, but it is cold.
It's,
It is cold, cold,
it's
cold.
snowing. It's snowing here.
Yeah,
So
it is. It is brisk. I don't mind the cold, but again, just ease me into it. Oh, don't slam me like this. Don't slam me like that. Come on.
I know. I didn't even have a chance, like I said, to put away my car properly. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that it's all gonna melt so I can do that. All right, guys, we're just about 10 seconds away from the market open here. I'm also keeping an eye on OKLO, CRCL, CoreWeave. We'll see what moves here. Here's the opening bell.
Okay, here we
Why
go.
don't I
Ring, ding,
have
ding.
why don't I have my own bell? Where's my bell? I don't have my bell.
Your bell is part of the shutdown strike.
Maybe.
All right, on and
There
on.
you go.
Let's see here. NVIDIA.
Again,
NVIDIA
I want
moving,
to pull
guys.
back.
Moving, moving. Oh, man.
Oh,
Is NVIDIA doing a slingshot move here? Look at this
NVIDIA
drop.
just
Look
taking
at this
off here at the
drop.
open. I
Yeah.
know.
I don't
PLTR
know.
is dropping here quite heavily on the open.
Mm.
And
NVIDIA looks
NVIDIA is dropping.
interesting. Looks interesting. I
Yeah.
like it. I like the way it's moving here. I would love a 1 minute engulfing on this thing. Would be a
Oh,
nice one.
the
But we gotta wait for it.
markets are starting lower. Tesla's lower. NVIDIA's lower. Microsoft, Apple, all lowered right at the open here. AMD
Lot of selling pressure, friends.
popped up.
Careful, careful.
Yeah.
A lot of selling. Okay, NVIDIA getting a little bit of bounce. What are you guys seeing there? On and on. Oh, you took on and on already, guys?
Feels early for it.
No, it hasn't done.
I don't know.
Hasn't done anything yet. Well, it depends on what you're looking for, right? MBP, unless you would trade in the pre-market.
Yeah, it had a lot of 1.5 million shares right in the opening minute. So, but I don't know what to think of this.
Oh man,
Yeah.
see, this is the thing with these trades. You got to be so quick. I would have gone short here on a 1 minute ORB. Let's see. Here's the pullback. How are we feeling on and on? Yeah, I'm gonna go short here. Let's see.
I've taken a just a sort of a momentum trade here on AMD. I went long. And
Nice.
I just got stopped out. So I took a partial right at the high of day. I just got stopped out on the rest. I didn't want to risk too much. I just thought I
Here
would
we
try and see if I could get some momentum on it.
43. Let's get 43. You could do
So
it.
real quick trade there. I think
Okay.
the whole trade lasted 13 seconds. So
Nice, nice,
and
nice.
the Ender indicator is positive here. He's added a whole
Okay.
heavy
Yep.
into AMD here
Yep.
for a high of day break. So maybe I should have just stayed in it. Oh,
If I can
there's
get
a
another leg
move.
down here, friends. So let's see. Okay. Oh man, this is
Oh,
nice.
you went
This is
short?
nice.
You
Oh
went
yeah,
short?
1 minute ORB.
ONON.
1 minute ORB on NON.
Wow.
So yeah,
Oh,
this is nice. See
okay.
if we can continue here. So we got $1
Wow.
on this. This is awesome.
Wow. Okay.
So 2 partials right now. Let's see if we can. The stock is strong. It's up 21%. So I'm being very, very cautious, guys. Like I have my finger on the cover button to get all out immediately if we see any kind of strength that's going to come to our break even. In fact, we won't let it even get to our break even. Here's another low. We'll take another partial. Oh, I got filled horrible on that one, but that's okay. That's okay. You can't win them all when it comes to getting filled. So
Okay.
let's see if we can break lower.
So I got out too early on AMD clearly, but that's all right. Getting used to trading the open here. Carlos, I like
Very
this move
nice.
here.
There
I
we
like this
go.
move.
Awesome. I took
Yeah.
another partial. I know you probably think why I'm being so aggressive. This stock is up 20%, so it can shoot up very, very quickly. And we're already $1.50 in on this. So again, put money in your pockets. Put money in your pockets. Because this is not gonna be, might not be long lived. So
Oh, I got someone at the door. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Yep, go for it. All right, all right. All right, friends. So again, we took this as a 1 minute ORB breakdown, and I love the engulfing patterns. My favorite 1 minute ORB trade, right? So you get the first candle does whatever, green or red, doesn't matter. Then the next one engulfs the previous candle. Right here, we're engulfing the previous candle. I missed the entry here when it pulled back, and I saw some sell pressure. I got the second opportunity to join in short, and we did that, and that has worked out pretty nice. My stop would have been 44. Anything up here, 44.40, 44.60. That's your stop. So you don't want to be too long in this. And you can get out even before then if you start seeing a lot of buying pressure. Don't wait. Don't wait for your stop. If you start seeing like higher highs, higher lows being built, just get out of it. You can always get back in short if it builds again, but don't hold on to this thing because one of the key things about that 1 minute ORB is you gotta be quick. You gotta be really quick on your entries as well as on your exits. Right? You can't be hanging out to see. Oh, let me give it a little room, see what happens. Oh, it's gonna come back. It will tear your face off. Like these trades before 5 minutes are no joke. So make sure your risk management, as we always talk about, it's got to be one of the most important things when it comes to these any trade, but especially these 1 minute ORBs. All right, let's see if we can get 42 or lower. Ajit, you went short with us. Nice, good man. Hopefully you're taking some partials and putting some money in your account. Let's see if we can get 42. I got a level 41.58, and this was that range level we saw on the daily. So let's see if we can get here. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna take a partial here just in case we're gonna bounce. Just in case. So another partial here, and we'll see if this can now turn into a 5 minute ORB. So that'll be the next thing here. So we got it for the 5 minute charts. You're at that 5 minute range now. Let's see if this can become a nice 5 minute ORB. This will be a place where if I was a great ad type trader, I'll be adding here on this pullback for now for like a 5 minute ORB play into our strategy. I'll be looking for 41.57 if we can get it. So let's see what happens. On and on, looking very good at the moment. All right, how you guys did? What are you guys doing right now? AMD, too risky to buy? You think so? I thought AMD was trading well. No, it had a great move. This is a nice move up. That's a $4 move. That's wild. So careful with the number of shares, guys. You do not have to take a boatload when it comes to AMD. All right, so we're kind of bottoming out here a little bit on and on. So let's see if we can make a new low. Let's see what Atlas says. This might not be a ticker that gets a lot of bids and asks, so we might not get a whole lot on this. But let's see if we have anything on Trading Terminal here. Or my Market Atlas. There it is. See, this is why you got it. This is why you take partials aggressively. So I'm gonna jump all out, friends. I'm not even gonna bother with this thing. So all out on it. We won't let it come to my stop. It might come here and then turn around, but I'm just not playing with it because again, this stock is up 22%. So we'll jump on. We'll take what we can here. All right, let's see. Let's go around our tickers. NVDA. NVIDIA again. Look at how clean this is. Look at the beautiful 1 minute ORB. Look at the pullback for the 5 minute ORB. I mean, what else can you ask for out of this market? This is just textbook trading right now on NVIDIA. So, wow, that is beautiful. I had a nice run on BBAI. Yeah, BBAI was in play yesterday. NVIDIA, it looks like it wants to go lower, actually. Look at that. Looks like it wants to actually go lower here. And if I look at NVIDIA in our... let's see. Yeah, it's got a lot of downsize bids on Nvidia towards the bottom there. All right.
Oh, I'm back.
All right. Welcome back, Peter. All right.
Wow, that was interesting. That was interesting. All right. Back to
And
trading here. What's happening? Oof. Now I'm
look
cold.
at Nvidia, man. Look at Nvidia is just
I,
so
I've got
good.
I now have a little rant for you guys a little bit later. Let's get through the open here and
Okay. Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Yeah. 100V e-bike. Yeah, I see that. I see that. And I would expect it would have came back down. I'm just not gonna play with it, man. We know this stock can take off from here,
Mm.
but yeah, this is would have been a great place to add. But I'm out of it. We got our money in, and it is what it is. But yeah, this looks like it wants to actually break lower. It looks
Oh, you got
very,
out.
very weak.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
you.
we got this. I took a lot off aggressively, expecting this thing to pop up and even come to my break even. You did get this massive candle,
Mm.
um, but yeah, I was expecting actually for it to go higher. So uh, on and on. Let's see here what we got. Oh, there's so many orders to the downside on and
Wow.
on Market
Nvidia just
Atlas. Oh,
straight down on Nvidia today. Again, I could have shorted Nvidia for
yeah,
the fifth day in a row.
yeah. If you're still in on and on, I mean, we'll never tell you what to do. That's not what we do here. But the Atlas, take a look at the Atlas. It does look very, very interesting to the downside. It really does.
It does.
So
4150 is low. Well, that and it's
yeah, yeah,
interesting that there's a bunch of orders at 4150. What level did I tell you guys about pre-market?
4150.
4150.
Yeah, yep,
That's exactly. You just have to look at the daily, right? And that comes pretty
yeah,
obvious. It had basically the entire month of October. That was its bottom end range, right? That's where it had all the support. So it makes sense to me that there's a lot of orders sitting there. Um, and if it
yeah.
gets
This,
there, that would be a good area to bounce. Now, it may
yeah,
never get there. You don't know, but
yep.
wow, cool. All right. Well, I only had like I said my 13-second trade on AMD. It looks like AMD went a little higher, and then came right back down. Whoa. Just saw a big wick form on AMD to the downside, all the way down to 250. It just spiked all the way down there. That's weird. Do you see that? Do you have a wick there, Carlos,
And
on
which one?
AMD?
Let me
Let's see.
check
I'm gonna get
right
off the
now.
chart and bring it back. Yeah, it's still
No,
there.
yeah, it's still there. Still
No, there it
there.
is. Okay, so yeah, I
250.
saw, I just saw the
Yeah,
wick form. I didn't actually see any orders there, but somebody traded something down there.
yeah.
So, all right. Well, Carlos, you might not have been, you might have been right on ONON as it's back
Yeah,
up
see
here
that.
to where you exited, not back up to your break even yet, but up to
Yep.
where you got out. So. We'll see what it does. I'm watching. Couldn't help but watch CRCL just to see what it was going to do. It's down here this morning. At least on my platform, it's hard to borrow, which means I wouldn't have been able to short it anyways. So definitely, not no trading opportunity on that today for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Apple did continue its way down here, so it was the one that was red this early morning. I know so everything's red now,
Yes.
so changed stance, but um, Apple's moved more than most.
Yep.
And AMD, AMD, I don't know what it's going to do. Andrew thinks it's going to go long though. He's jumped back in long on this thing.
Oklo's going. Oklo's going, breaking broke the
Yeah.
5 minute range there. Uh
Well, and not particularly surprised on that. Like we said, it's not about the earnings. The earnings weren't that good. They missed their numbers. They lost, two times as much money as they had forecast, three times as much as their previous quarter last year. But again, who cares? Oklo is all about what the future opportunities are, right? Not about their current earnings.
yeah. NC Trader 2025. Yes, usually that has happened to me. So if you have it, if you had an order here at 250, even at 251, I have seen this happen where you get this crazy wick that comes up and goes back up, and you could have your triangle here waiting to get covered, and you won't get filled because I think these are usually transactions being processed right through, so the system is going to catch it, but I don't think it's the actual price coming down and going back up. And that's why you can have your order here and you might not get filled. That has happened to me, not often, but I've seen that. So yeah, so if you have your order here, there's nothing wrong. That's normal. We've seen it many, many times. All right, let's see here. Mr. Jamal Limo, Mr. Jamal Limo. I think I got that right. Welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck, my friend. Great to have you. Thank you for being part of the family there and the community. Really, really appreciate it. So yeah, welcome on board. I've seen those error wicks more frequently lately. Yeah, I guess it depends, Doug, right? Like which ones you're on which tickets you're watching. But yeah, we've seen that plenty of times. A lot in the pre-market too. Not so much at the market open, but the pre-market, yeah. Tinfoil line is what good buddy Thor likes to call it.
Yeah.
Quick question on the funded account. It says that CRCL is shortable. Yeah, go by what's on there, right? We do, I think it does get the information from interactive brokers on what's shortable or not. But if the system lets you short it, it's fine. You're not breaking the rules. If the system allows you to short it, the sim, then you're not breaking the rules, right? You don't have to like check DAS to make sure it's shortable. We're not checking that. So there might be some delays, right? Eventually, it might not be shortable, but there might be some delays on that info. But you should be able to short it on the sim. That's where the sim, any sim, can provide some differences, is right, where you might be able to short something that your broker might not have inventory on, right? And that's only broker based. Like for example, Circle of Internet, you could go to another broker like Centerpoint. I know they like to have more shorts availability. You might be able to short it with them. Their broker might have inventory for sure, right? So it depends on which broker you have. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. NVIDIA, wow, another sell-off days, man. These days coming so fast that it's hard to join the party. On the other hand, is holding. That's nice. Maybe long on all. Susu, my baby cow. Oh man, if you came here to watch us trade like madmen, so yeah, you probably came to the wrong channel. Because we don't man. This is as real as it gets. This is as real as it gets. We're not gonna be here just for show. Oh no. I like my account. I like my account. I really do. I like my equity curve. So I protect that at all costs, my friend. Yeah. I'll trade in the funded account. I'll trade in the funded account. You want me to do that, but yeah, I'm not trading my real money just left and right. No. The minute I started trading less, Peter, I gotta tell you, the minute I started trading less, big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference. I'm not that type of trader. And you're gonna find what type of trader you are, right? That's important. Find what type of trader you are. Find what you're good at. Find your strategies. I got 2 strategies I love. That's what I'm looking for right now. If I find them, great. But yeah, that's important. That is important. Wow. NVIDIA just selling off. If you are a scalper, you could be doing really good right now. If you got a scalping strategy, just getting in one of these shorts and writing it out. I don't have that strategy, but this could be a great situation for you here as the NVIDIA just heads lower. Look at that. Are we officially at a bear market yet, Callie? There's a number we have to hit from the previous high, right, to be in a bear market. Are we there yet? No, I don't think we're there yet. No, no, no. We need to drop much. We need to go lower to hit a bear market. We're nowhere near a bear market. No, no, no. I think it's from the most recent high. I forget what number you have to hit, but look, we're back up near all-time highs. We're nowhere near a bear market. We need some serious selling to get there. So we're not there yet.
Yeah.
In fact, let me look it up. But there is a number that officially puts you into a bear market. Let me look
There
it up
is
here. Yeah, yeah, there is. Yeah, yeah. So it's
15%. It's got to, but it's in a period of
yeah, it's in a
time.
period of time from the
It's
most
20%, something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. So yeah, we're not there.
Yeah. I mean, people
There
have
might be
different
some fear.
definitions.
There might be some fear out
Yeah.
there, some fear of the uncertainty and everything else, but
What?
we're not in a bear market yet.
And that's the irony that we have all the time, right? Like by the time they actually declare a bear market, it doesn't really matter what the number is. You're already well into it, right? Like
Yeah,
so
exactly. Right.
it's not like they declare a bear market when it starts to drop. It's when it's already dropped 20% or whatever the number is. So, that's so it sort of becomes well, yeah, no duh, right? Like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you've already been living it. So
I
Carlos, it
like
looks like
that.
you
Yeah.
you were right on ONON. Now it is definitely back up to your entry or past your entry. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so that worked out. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Um.
yeah, I don't really have an open trade. I said I got a real baby tiny little trade that just gave me a couple of bucks on AMD. Now it looks like I'm going to be waiting until well after 10 o'clock. We'll see if I can get
Yeah.
some reversal trades set up. So we'll see where we go. Um, so Carlos, I had to leave you for a few minutes. My doorbell rang, and it was
Mm-hmm.
a neighbor's kid. And now keep in mind, I'm like an old person, but so the neighbor's kid, he's mid-20s. He came and his car wouldn't start, so he was asking for a boost, which I
Oh.
appreciate. I don't mind when the neighbor kids come and ask for things. I'm always happy to help. So, anyways, I don't. The only car I have is the Porsche, which is in the garage. But fortunately, I had the battery on the trickle charger, and I was preparing to remove it anyway. So I actually just took the battery out of my car, went over to his car and gave him a boost using that because I've learned the battery in the Porsche is a monster. Like it takes a lot of juice to get that car started. So
Mm-hmm.
it can
Mm-hmm.
start pretty much any car out there.
Yeah.
I went out and sure enough, what did he have? He has an older model BMW. I don't know what it is with young guys that all want to buy an older model BMW, and they inevitably will go and they'll spend all their money buying a BMW that is probably 5 years older than what they could have got like a Honda Civic or something for the same price, but they
Yeah.
want the BMW 3 Series. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You
It's
you want the look, you're all about the style over the actual practicality of it. But if you're gonna do that, just make sure you have enough money for two things, three things, three things. Tires, make sure that you've got good
oh,
quality tires because I've watched these kids for years. There's a tiny little hill on the street across the way, and they get stuck all the time because they got these crappy old tires that they can't use to get up. So make sure you have good tires on it. Two, replace the battery regularly because those BMWs especially, they need power to start. And if you've got an old battery, the things are the first ones to die all the time. And three, just regular service maintenance. Change the oil, just do the 20-point safety check. Just do those three things. And then buy whatever
take care
car
of
you
it.
want.
Yeah.
But if you can't
Yeah.
afford the car and those three maintenance items, then don't get the car. You can't afford the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, there you go. That's my rant for today. And if you've got kids who are looking at a car, especially if you got a young dude who's a car person and they're thinking, you know what they could do? Yeah, I could get but a Civic or a Hyundai or a Kia, they're super boring. I don't want that. I'm going to get myself an old Beamer or
Mm.
they're going to get themselves like a sports car. You know what? If you're going to do it, just help them understand you're facing more money down the road for maintenance. So, are they ready for that? Do they? because they often don't think about it. They're like, I could just barely afford this. It's so cool until you
Yeah.
get the first cold day, right? And then the
Yeah.
thing doesn't get you to work. Anyways, all right. Been there, done that, says Jazz Noel. You know what? So many people have. I said, I've seen it. I can't tell you. Hundreds of times personally. Kids, especially kids in the neighborhood here, as all the kids have grown up. And that's why, look, my girls, they're not car people, nor is my son, frankly, but I have bought them the most boring cars, but I went for reliable. I know my daughter, my youngest especially, she was looking for a car. She said, Dad, what car can I buy for $5,000? And I'm like, oh God. Like I couldn't do it, and I'm like, well, save more money. No, 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 I need a car, and I'm glad that she got a car. It sort of changed her life. It gave her mobility. But I'm like, you know what? It, give Dad the money. Give me 5 grand. I went and bought her, a barely used Hyundai Elantra, and I don't regret it for a second. She has put 100,000 kilometers on that thing in the last couple of years, and they're like her $5,000 car would have been long dead, and she would have probably been on her third car by now. So, anyways, I just paid for the rest and said it's well worth it because I know who's going to rescue her? Me.
Oh yeah. You're the one's gonna have to go out there.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah.
admittedly, I also got her a CAA or AAA membership in the US, the same thing, and just said, you know what? You're on your own. Figure it out. So,
Uh,
all
yeah.
right.
100%.
All right. All right. There's my car rant for today. But anyways, I was happy to help the neighbor, but it was just it was figure I give everybody out there my sage advice, whether you wanted it or not, damn it. Okay. I don't have any trades, which is partly why I'm all talkative about other things here. But there were some good short trades if you're willing to take it off the open. NVIDIA, man, it got short and never looked back. It just has been going lower
Yeah.
and lower all morning. Did I
On and
give him a
on,
hug?
guys. Look at this. Look at this wick on and on. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a feeling it's long. I really like the breakout of 44.11 here. This
Yeah,
would
I don't
be.
like that wick though.
I don't like that wick, but this is. It just keeps coming right up, back up to this 44.11. Um, I think it wants to go higher. The fact that we didn't sell off
Yeah.
here, I think it wants to go higher.
Whoa.
Um, 44.11 is that's the high of the pre-market here. Before the market opened, the pre-market high ended up being here, 44.44. Let's mark it just for the heck of it. But I think we got a breakout here, man. 5-minute ORB break on the 5-minute chart as well. I think this candle to me looks very nice, Peter. This is not one of my typical
I'll,
trades, but
I don't know.
I
I
know, I know.
It's a nicey stock too. I'm not sure
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
advise it
yeah.
myself, but
No, no, I'm with
here,
you.
here's the big thing that would detract me. If you pull up a 1 minute chart, just look at the volume.
Yes,
And to
low.
me,
Yeah,
that's a signal. Like, look how flat that is. So
yeah.
that means it might go higher, but certainly this is not a momentum play, right? Because that is not momentum based
Right,
volume,
right. It's gonna
right?
take a
It's just
bit.
low
Hmm.
flat volume. Yeah. So it's a little riskier because of that. And like you said, if it does move, it's likely to take a while unless somebody jumps in and decides to push the thing with
Yeah,
a little bit of muscle, a little bit of volume.
yeah. I think it wants to go. It might convince enough to take the trade, no, but I will take it in my trading terminal funded account. So I will
Oh,
take it here.
okay.
So let's go ahead.
You're good.
Uh, I got so many questions. I will make a video on this, I promise, on how to use this fixed risk on tradingterminal.com. It is such a beautiful tool. I am so glad. Let's see if I can make this bigger that they did this because it's going to help a lot of traders. So here it is. We're going to go long here, but I want to have a fixed risk stop. So I'm going to go towards this area here. See where it says fixed risk. I'm going to put the number that I want to risk. I want to risk, let's say, $100. Let's keep easy math on this. So I want to risk $100 on this trade. I'm gonna click this little cursor thingy here, this blue little cursor. See that gray line up and down? I'm gonna place this where I want my stop to be, and in this case, we'll put it close in case we get stopped out. 43.05 is where I want my stop to be. I don't want to go below that. So you click on there, okay, and that is set. Look what it does. It takes that 43.04 or 05 into this area here. Now all you have to do And also it calculates the number of shares, right? So the number of shares that from here to here is going to amount to $100 risk. What this does is it prevents you from risking more than what you want. And now we're just going to buy. We click buy, boom, there it is. Our 128 shares are here. We are long. Don't do anything. Let the system do what it has to do. Here's your long, and then here's our triangle for our stop. I mean, you just let it play out. Just let the trade do its magic. Again, we could give you the best tools in the world, but they're not going to work unless you have a strategy, right? It doesn't matter. We could give you a Bloomberg terminal subscription. You know, if you don't have a strategy, it's not going to help you. So you got to have a strategy in place. Don't go in there just taking trades and putting stuff all over the place. It doesn't work. Get into Bareboot Traders, learn a strategy, follow the program, look at P Capital if you're a little more advanced as a trader. If you got some experience, 3 months plus, get a strategy, get a trade book, and then come in here and try this, right? So let's see. I think this is a long. Let's see if it works out. Target is 45. So we're risking $100 here. Let's see if we can make at least 100, 200 bucks on the way up. See what it does. All right, amazing tool. I love that. Love that. And you can do that with Dash Trader Pro as well. And there's not a lot of simulations that can do that. So what you're practicing here is something that you can in practice when you go to Dash, when you get past the funded account, you can actually trade this way with that tool. So pretty cool stuff. All right. First stream. Oh, look at this, Peter. We might have someone in competition for the longest username. Father and son homestead studying. I can 8059. Welcome, my friend. So first stream to catch, and holy moly, you guys are awesome. We're trying to learn, and this stream is perfect. Glad to hear that. That is our goal. Our goal is to see e-bike 100. You might get blocked. I don't like that. But yeah, that's our goal, is to teach you guys something. Hopefully we can learn something together and trade when we can. And as you see, we're not heavy traders. There's a lot more trading going on in our chat room. If you go to barebootTraders.com, there's tons of trading going on there. But me and Peter, we're a little more relaxed on the trading. But yeah. Oh, father and son homestead. Got it. So the rest of the stuff is I have no idea what YouTube did with my name. There you go. Cool, man. Good to have you. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you. All right, 100 e-bikes. Yeah, I see you, man. AMD is running, but send it once. We'll get you. We're not gonna completely block you here because we like you. I think you had some good comments here, but just send it once. We'll look at it. And as we do see AMD here at the VWAP. Yeah, let's see what it does. I actually like it. Yeah, so AMD reversal. Yeah, so good, man. You're excited, man. I get it. Hey, listen, excitement is part of trading. The excitement, the good excitement, the bad excitement, it's all part of trading. So I get it, man. I'm with you. I'm looking at it. We're looking at it. Here's AMD breaking above the VWAP. If we can get our pullback and our confirmations, could be a great long, Peter. What's your thoughts on AMD, man? What's your thoughts on it right now? Oh, Peter's gone. Oh, Peter, we can't hear you. I don't think Peter can hear us.
Mute. I'm busy talking to you on mute. I'm sorry.
There we go. Sorry. Okay. I was telling you that, hey, we can't hear you, but I don't know if you can hear us. So, okay. We got you now.
Sorry. I didn't realize I was still talking on mute. I did jump into AMD here.
You did.
For the break of 255. Want to see if I can, if we can get that move. Yes, that would be great.
I'm into.
There we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
I mean, a little bit later than you are, but I like it here. I mean, this is a nice breakout. Let's see if
we can hold here now. Higher over 255. Oh, I'm not even putting it on my screen. I'm like not doing anything helpful today. All right, here is my trade.
Whatever today. We made so much in NVIDIA this month. Who cares? We'll take the trade. Don't take the trade.
That's right.
Oh man,
So
love it, love it. All right, I like it as
this is
well because
this
we were breaking it down before we went on the mic. I'm sure before you were
right.
muted.
Yeah.
We were breaking down. We like this for a possible breakout. So let's see if we can get going.
Yeah.
I just want to show you something real quick,
Uh,
guys. Here is our stop, right? So remember the on and on exercise. Here's our entry. Here's our stop. And what's going to happen is you're going to get filled. And look at the unrealized P&L at the bottom here, right? So you're only going to get to risk what you set out. So let's see if we get filled here. There it is, order filled. And then we got to get the realized P&L here somewhere. I'm sure the developers are working on that because I can't see it here. It should be like right here. It should be a column right here. So the unrealized P&L there should be close to 100. Might not be exact, but it'll be very close. All right, excellent tool, guys. Check it out. I think it's awesome. All right, Peter, back to AMD. What's your entry? He had a better entry than I did, right?
254.77. So
Okay.
I think it's right
Yeah.
near yours. It's
Yeah, you're
close.
20 cents
Yours,
below
you
me.
okay.
So let's
I
see.
don't love my entry. I think that, and I'm much more risk adverse at these open trades than you are. So
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I'm just sort of playing them. I want the momentum to happen. If it doesn't, I get out very quickly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Like for example,
which some
your stop here is probably very close. My stop is usually a couple of cents off the VWAP. So this is the VWAP
right.
here. My stop is going to be somewhere on 253.50 or slightly above that. 253.50, right? So right in this area. And I'm looking for the high of the day, right? So we're giving this much room, but I'm looking for a bigger move.
Here we go.
And we're getting
Here we
something
go.
here. Coming
Yeah.
alive.
Oh, there we go.
AMD.
256.
Okay. Taking a
There
partial,
we
Peter.
go. Love it. Love it.
I wanna
Love it.
take a
Well, the
partial
moment.
after Peter. You take a
While
partial,
the
Peter?
momentum's going. No, not yet.
No.
Because
Oh, I'm
while the
holding. You
momentum's
holding. You
going.
hold. I hold.
Okay, now
I
I'm gonna
can't
take
hold.
a
I
partial.
take a partial too. It's so funny. The
There
minute we
we
see
go.
some kind of loss in momentum, forget that.
Yep, exactly.
Hold situation. Hold the line.
Exactly.
Put money in your account.
Yeah.
That's more important. The partial on AMD, friends. I see Apple being mentioned here. Did we unblock a 100 VE bike? This was his pick, so good job. We can unblock him now if we blocked him. He
Oh
actually
no. We
helped
didn't
us out.
block him.
I'm
I
kidding.
deleted some of his repeat messages, but
Yeah. I'm kidding. Only
oh,
having fun. 100 VE bike, good call. A lot of you guys, some of you guys called out AMD. Kumar, Ontario, excellent. Coach Humberto
yeah.
as well, AMD. See, as we all trade together, you guys start learning how we trade and look at the market. So when you see something that, oh, this is something that we like, we kind of call it out, right? So that's it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But important as we do this, take your own trade, have a plan. Peter spoke about this yesterday a little bit. How important it is to have your own plan and not follow him or me. Very important. All right, 250. Did we hit it? No. 250. Oh, Peter, this is nice. The
258. Come on, 258.
Bids are looking awesome here.
Yep, I'm just hanging on now. Now I'm looking for a big move. 259 is where I see some orders. The high of day. That'll be great.
I want to take.
Then if we get a pullback, I'm going to add.
Yeah, I missed a 258 pop to get a.
No, I'm not
partial.
Yeah, I'm waiting until 259 myself.
Let's see here.
Beauty.
Check Atlas. Yes, thank you. You know what? I need another monitor because I gotta just have this up, and I keep because I'm flipping between too many screens now with all the tools we have. And you don't need a lot of screens. We're doing that because I got the stream. I got you guys. It's a lot going on here. For trading, I think 3 monitors is ideal. I think that's the best setup. If you could get away with 2, excellent. But let's see here. Just double clicking here to make sure my montage is ready to take the partial. As we shoot up towards the high of the days right here. High of the days 259.67. So we're aiming for that right there. And Atlas, yes, bring it up here. Oh, yes, 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 guys. All right, AMD is letting us, telling Peter, don't forget about me. What's the song? Don't you forget about me or us or something, something like that. Atlas. Oh, friends, look at Atlas. It is all bullish here on AMD. There is nothing down there, and there it is. This is why I saw bullish. I'm taking a partial here. Oh, come on. What happened?
Oh, there we go. Sorry. Now I want a partial. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, partial
There's the.
here.
Oh, wait. I haven't
Partial
partialed
here.
yet. It's still
You have
going.
it? You're a
No.
beast. Okay, good for
Come
you,
on,
man.
man. Oh
Look
my
at this.
God.
Look at this, guys. This is
Oh, there we
all.
go.
Did
Yeah,
you are you seeing the Atlas, Peter? The way this
oh
thing is
yeah.
moving, it is so awesome. Like if it
Yeah.
got filled here, then you just shot up here. You could see the history. This is very nice. Very, very nice. All right, so I got a partial on AMD, and things seems to want
Yeah,
to go
baby.
higher. Oh man, this is awesome.
Look at
Now,
that.
keep in mind, no tool is you're not gonna get Atlas, and everything's gonna be just prophecy, right?
No.
It's just when
No,
everything
no.
lines
It's
up, it helps you make decision. Yeah, it's just not gonna.
everything will be prophecy.
Yeah, no, it's not the way that works. But you guys get what I'm saying. The Atlas, you know what it did here for me, Peter? It allowed me to not take a partial at 258. I was getting ready to take a partial at 258. I was ready to hit the trigger
Good.
here. And then someone
Yep.
mentioned, "Yeah, look at Atlas." Okay, look at Atlas. There's a bunch of orders sitting 260 higher. And that, that saved me a couple of bucks there. So, wow, that is pretty cool. I wish I would have recorded that on Atlas. That was nice to see live like that. See that action.
Ah, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Wow, that was a better trade than I expected it to be. I got to say, I'm pretty happy with that because I thought I was going to be waiting, I don't know, a lot longer to get to 260. That was my
Yeah, yeah,
target, but I was ready to take a partial at 259 because I saw the orders on Atlas, to your point, Carlos, but
yeah,
it just moved so through it so aggressively. I waited and got a whole nother dollar on that. So that makes that just so worth it. Look at the pullback here in AMD.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah. But our entry's
that's
so
pretty.
good. We could hold through some of this here. Um,
Oh yeah.
Mike says, he says, I think we have the same entry. Nice, man. Nice, nice, nice. I literally here got in for the VI breakout. So again, pretty nice setup here.
I just added into AMD since that pull down was so aggressive. We'll see. That might get me stopped out. It moved
How
my
far
break
up?
even now to 256.70. So
That's not too bad. No, that's right here. It's not
well,
too bad.
we'll see. It might
Yeah,
stop me out. PLTR is dropping here.
it's got to hold this 9.
Uh,
Hopefully hold that 9 moving
yeah.
average.
Oh, maybe not.
100 EV has to go to school. Take care, man. Have a great day. Learn a lot, and thank you for the call out, AMD. Awesome.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
All right, Peter. Let's see if your ad's gonna work here, man. This would be great if you can get to
Yeah.
261.
Be
That would
great
be
if it goes well.
incredible.
If it goes back just to 260, I'll take some of it off because I mean
Yeah.
that would
I,
be a dollar
what I
fifty move on that ad.
Yeah, but I think if it gets to 260, I think the likelihood of this breaking out, retesting at 260 might be well in your favor. So let's see. Still no orders to the
Yeah, we'll see.
downside on Atlas. Look at the bids. It's just nobody's interested right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
this is a very clear imbalance too. Like, look at this.
yeah,
So let's see if this is gonna pan out.
yeah.
Let's see. All right. Here it is. Coming up.
Oh, there you go.
260.
There you
Oh
go.
man.
There you go.
This is strong. This is strong.
Now, I'm
I
taking a partial here because
yeah,
it
yeah,
did
yeah.
hesitate right when it hit 260. I wanted to see it push through, but it didn't.
I think it's a stutter
So
step to go pick up all these friends over here. Look at all these friends.
yeah,
If we
yeah.
can get through that. Let me
Oh,
zoom in a little more.
oh, AMD, you are my buddy. Well, a lot of us are here in AMD. I can see Mike trading it. I think Andrew's trading it
Oh,
in the chat
nice.
room. So
Nice,
some
nice,
some good
nice.
moves. Carlos, you
There we
should
go.
have. You're not here with us for the ride. You're in AMD, right? Yeah, you're still in, right?
Oh,
I
me?
hope.
Oh, of course. Oh,
Okay,
of
just want.
course.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
you
yeah.
get all out on the
No,
just
no, no,
making
no, no,
sure.
no. No, no, I'm looking at
Okay.
Atlas. Atlas tells me stay in, my child.
Okay.
No, in the Dark Vader voice. Don't sell.
Well, because
Look,
interesting
I
is
have asks.
as it just
Yeah.
pushed through 260, it did not take all of the orders, right? So now let's see if
Let's
now
see
it's
here.
taking the rest out.
Yeah. Let's
So
see. It's just a massive imbalance
yeah.
at the moment. So I'm holding out for 261. Look at that. There it is. Eating through some of those orders. 260.10. We're all in this. Mike is in this. I'm in this. People in chat, how many people are in this? Let's see some yes or no's. Okay, here it is. Did you take a partial, Peter, or you held? You took a partial off the ad.
I took a partial. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I saw it hesitating again at 260, I took that partial. Well, you look at that. You got the spike up to 261 here.
Yeah. Yeah. Orders keep
I'm
shifting
tempted.
higher.
Yeah.
So partial here at 261, and we are continuing to get these orders shifting higher. I mean, there's nothing down here still. So
Well,
let's see how long we can ride this wave. Really, really nice. You're up 60% on AMD, bought a while ago. Nice, Jason. It's a great stock to, any of these tech companies. Great stock to swing trade and hold long term, I think. Or semi long term, right? A year or two. I mean, look what they did last year as far as returns. And this year, I gotta pull up all these analysts. Oh, we're not gonna have the same type of year in tech. What? I see some of the numbers I'm looking at of Tesla and AMD, and it's just straight crushing it. If not, I don't think they're doing what the numbers they did last year, but they're pretty close, if not already bypassed some of those returns per year to date. So, and the year's not over, so it's just crazy. But yeah, here we are, partial on AMD at right below 261. And the fun continues here. All right, so let's see what else we can get. Let's tap into the chat and see what's happening there. All right. I see Andrew and Brian doing some stuff. Peter, I see you sharing your trade. That's nice. Let me look at your trade here. I like this.
Looks very similar to yours. I just added in
yeah.
at that little pullback. So
That is awesome, man. Awesome.
I've got mine on my shared screen there
Oh,
too.
you got
so
out really early.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it this first trade then out, or was it?
It was
Yeah,
enter, the high partial and then out at break even.
Yeah, and then went back
Yeah.
up. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I said the whole thing lasted 13 seconds, so it was really,
and
these are fast. So.
If you're joining us new, these are stop limit orders, right, Peter? You're not reacting this fast. This is the system doing it for you.
Yeah.
On hockey, right.
Correct. Oh. Yeah, I mean my stop is automatic at break even. As soon as I take a partial, it moves my stop to break even. But and then the question, good question here. If you know my trading strategies, hem you Taba. Sorry, I'm saying your name totally wrong. My apologies. But yes, I took AMD because I know Carlos looks at it for sort of a VWAP break. For me, I guess it's a similar type strategy, but I call it a lightning bolt. And that's when you get a momentum that moves up through the VWAP. You want to see a little bit of volume. You see it pull back and test the VWAP and then go farther north. And that's exactly what it did. So that's why I got in. You can see where I did after the retest and it started to move back up. I got in long, and frankly, it was never more than a couple of pennies red for me. And well, you know, as you saw, right, others were seeing the same thing, and that's often what makes for a good trade, and that's what
Yep.
you need. So
Big Mike took the same trade. Mike, if you want to send me a screenshot, I can bring it up
yeah,
in chat.
Mike is.
I'll look at it.
Oh, he did post one earlier.
Oh, he did? Okay. Awesome. Here's the chat room, friends, for those that don't know what it looks like. So here's the chat. You can see everything going on there. Where's Mike's trade? Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Oh, here's Mike. Here's Mike's AMD. So we got oh no, you're like you copy my
I know he's right in the same spot. Like
wow.
we all had the same thought, right? So
This
it's lovely
looks
when you see
just
that.
like my charts. Holy, that is nice. Great entry. So yeah, we had breakout there, nice. And then look at the move.
We're right back
Beautiful,
at the
man.
high of day here on
That
AMD.
is awesome. Yep. And I did take a partial when we did drop lower here a little bit, just in case, just 10%, just to just make sure that we don't come back with a lot of shares. But we still got a good chunk here, man.
The all-time
so
high
let's
is
see.
267.08.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
the high close is 264. The highest ever close was 264.33. So we got to keep both those numbers in mind because those would be areas of potential resistance as this thing moves up and targets.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens if we can get that high. This is awesome. I mean, I'm just hanging in this thing. I'm very excited because it's this is a much bigger trade. I mean, you got to keep in mind, I took this trade with my entry. I took the trade with about an 80-cent risk. And now that I'm what, $5, over $5 into it, you know, I mean that's pretty good. We're talking about 6 to 1, 7 to 1. So
Yeah. Yes.
those are good trades.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. 263.62. I know you mentioned that, but where did I get this level from?
This looks
263.
like Andrew's doing a poll here. He's got his poll running.
Oh no, that was me. But it comes up under Andrew's name.
Oh, I see. You
Yeah,
did
because to
that?
do
Okay.
polls, I got it under the account name. Yeah. So here it is, 263. It's a daily level as well. This is your high that Peter's talking about all the way up here. But yeah, man, what a trade.
Yep.
What a trade.
Those are exactly the areas I was looking at, Carlos. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go that high. I mean, we do have R5. If you look at the Camarilla pivot points right here at 262.23, I'm tempted to get all out of this trade because this is, you know,
I'm
good
gonna
movement.
take another partial here because I mean we're up pretty big from our entry, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
it can go higher, but I don't. It'll be irresponsible of me to let this come back to 258 from where we at now. We are pretty decent. So it takes some off. Not gonna get all out because it can go higher. But yeah. So Andrew shorted PLTR. I know a lot of you guys were talking about PLTR. So Andrew shorted PLTR. Did anyone short that? Let's see here. PLTR. Oh, it's gonna go lower. Are you still in it, Andrew? Let's hop into the chat.
Yeah, he's still sure you
Oh,
just
he
added
is.
into it, I
Oh,
think.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
gonna go lower. Yeah.
For the low of day break.
And look what he's looking at. Oh,
So
let me show you guys. So here, he's got same thing we did on AMD, right? Look, I mean, the imbalance is to the downside here as well. Heavy imbalance to the downside. There's nothing up here. This is not, not considerable order. So let's see. It looks like it wants to break lower here on PLTR. Let's see. Watch it snap to 184. Yes, nice. Jillian, you shorted PLTR. Awesome. There it is. Andrew saying hello. Pre-market, Peter, are you using pre-market data on your cams?
Yes, I do.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Peter Donnelly, 1754, available at the
that's.
liquor store near you.
There you go.
Love it, love it.
Finest of your cultured
Oh, yeah,
spirits.
absolutely. Not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. All right,
So
here
yeah,
it is. Here's the drop. It's
PLTR
coming.
is
It's
looking
coming.
weak.
Yep. Come on.
AMD is faltering here. Could go either way at this point. I mean, I'm in it so well. I might treat this one sort of like I did NVIDIA on the downside yesterday, where I'm going to hold on here. If it comes
Yeah.
down and stops me out, I might just let it. Otherwise, I'm going to find an opportunity to add.
Yeah.
Not yet, because I feel like I'm a little too close. I mean, I am $5 away from my new average.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind that, my original average was $2 below that. So,
Yeah.
this is and I forgot that actually when I was doing my math. So I'm $7 into an 80 cent risk. So I'm like 9 to 1 plus
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ad. Yeah. So no wonder I'm doing so well. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Man, POTR is battling. This is a big level here because it's battling the heck out of this 184.87. Like it does not want to give it up. It is buyers are trying to hold the line, but let's see if we could punch through here.
Yeah.
But they're tough. They're tough here. All right, so AMD still holding here, friends. A couple of partials in and 263. I'll take another big chunk out if it does do that. And friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. How are we doing with the thumbs up today? Hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Subscribe. If you haven't done so, subscribe. It does help out the channel a ton, friends. I know a lot of people, they just get the alert, hey, Bear Traders is live, but they realize that they're not subscribed to the channel. And thinks about between 35-40% of people watching are not subscribed. So we'd love to have you come back and join us again. It is a pleasure to always have you here. In a couple of minutes, we're going to have our special guests, Andrew and Brian,
Yeah.
who are going to be coming on here, and stick around for that. So how many people traded AMD? So 47% of people took the AMD breakout. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow, that's a
out of
surprisingly large number.
150 votes. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So it was nice and clean. But yeah, nice.
I decided, Carlos, I'm swinging for the fences on this one on AMD. I added again
Okay.
into it. So it's
Yeah,
all or nothing now because any pullback is going to stop me out at this point.
yeah,
I'm only about $1.30 now away from my new break even with the ad. So it's got to get going higher. It's either a new high of day towards all-time high or bust for me.
yeah,
So
yeah. I like that.
we'll see. We'll see what we
Uh,
get. We might get some support from the market, which would be cool. That would be interesting. The trading terminal again. It's interesting how there's just no interest on the sell side, right? There's just nobody
yeah,
jumping in here. The buy side is weakened. There's not as many orders up top, but there's yeah, it's 160, sorry, 265. There's a bunch of orders up there. There's not a lot in
yeah.
between the current price and that though, which is a little concerning for a rise up. But what the heck, right? I mean, this is an unexpected bonus to my trading day, so we'll
Mm-hmm.
see what I get out of it.
100%.
It's great. Okay.
All right, good stuff. Meta's having a tough time, Meta.
Yeah, Andrew, I think is getting ready to join us over here. get ready for the creator interview. I know, Carlos, you got to go get everybody set up. So
Yeah,
if
let me go do that now.
and
Yeah.
oh, and I see Kreda. She's getting cued. This is awesome. You got to do all the setup.
All right, guys. What a great day. Let me start getting this into chat, and we'll start getting ready to rock and roll here. But what an awesome day. All right, AMD. Beautiful. All right, friends. Just a couple of minutes, and we'll get Andrew. We'll get our stuff in the chat. We'll get rocking and rolling here.
You bet. Oh, we gotta pull back here a little bit on AMD. Carlos, I'm going to drop as we get ready for this interview. Again, everybody, we're very lucky to have Credo with us. She'll be on in just a minute. But Carlos, just to make, I know that we've got a limitation on the number of people. Last time, remember, we had some congestion with the platform.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Once Andrew joins, I'll jump off just to make sure that there's no issues. I'll be right here, though. I can rejoin at any time if you need me. But we'll. Oh yes, AMD. Come on, AMD trading peoples. New high of day, heading towards all-time highs here. All right, there's Andrew. Have fun, everyone. Oh, I'm just going to go and have some fun over here.
Oh, man, what a day. All right, let's see. Going to connect Andrew here. All right, Andrew, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a great trading day. I had a really good day, thanks to Peter's girlfriend, AMD. It was a good time. Kreda, good morning, or actually good evening for you. You're looking great.
Hi, Andrew. How are you? I'm great, thanks. Yeah, it's just 3:30 in the afternoon for me, so a little bit ahead of you guys.
Yeah, so it's so good to talk to you. It's been a while that you have in the community. Kreda and I published a book together, co-authored the book. This is a really good book. This is the best book I think is for active trading out there. And I'm obviously biased because we wrote it, but honestly, this is the maximum that I know on trading and hot education. So there are 3 strategies in there. There's so many details in there. There's so many screenshots. It took me 3-4 years to write it. And also there's 1 chapter completely on how to build mental edge for trading, the psychology. And Kreda did an amazing job on it. So I want to ask you, start the question with that, Kreda. What is mental edge? Like,
Carlos, we just need sound in the chat, please.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Kreda. Carlos forgot to put the
No
chat.
worries at all.
So yeah, sorry guys. I just wanted to say something for the chat room because you guys didn't hear that. So I'll talk about the book, and I asked a question that how traders can actually have a mental edge in trading.
So it's basically the ability to execute your trading plan exactly as you intended to on every trade or your trade book. So, but it's having the emotional and mental mastery to be able to do that. So as we know, when you start trading, it's all about learning the technical skills, the risk management, all of that side of things. But once you have that dialed in, then the biggest challenge becomes actually doing what you set out to do. So executing your plan. And so the mental edge kicks in at that point. So once you've got all the technical side of things dialed in, then it's really where trading psychology becomes critical to being able to make money.
And how can they have that? I know it's a big topic, but
read the book. No, I'm joking.
Read the book.
No, I'm joking. So, well, okay. So that's what I want to talk about today is the 4 arenas of high performance framework. So this sounds very dry and academic. It's not at all. But what I want to do, or what I'm trying to do, is really change how the whole industry thinks about trading psychology. Just in case anyone hasn't met me before, doesn't know my background, I'm a trading psychologist, but I actually started in sports psychology, and I've been working like coaching high performers from sports, trading, business, aviation, lots of different high performance domains for about 17 years now. So what I want to do is really bring the principles of high performance and performance psychology to the trading arena. And so in this conversation today, if you're happy for me to dive into it, Andrew, what I was going to talk about is a simple like lens to look at trading psychology through, so that you're able to systematically decode and resolve any trading challenge on the mental side of things. How does that sound? I don't know if you had more questions lined up, if you wanted to chat a bit or to dive into that.
Amazing, like amazing. Like I always start my interviews really weird, but you know, that's actually a very, very good topic that actually, if you can discuss, I would love that.
Awesome. Okay. So, well, what I first wanted to just acknowledge is, you know, how hard it is really to execute your plan. It sounds so simple. You know what to do. You should be able to do it. But if that was the case, there would be so many more millionaires in the market. And the biggest issue that I see with traders is not that they don't necessarily want to work on their psychology or they don't believe it's important. It's that they don't know how. It seems kind of nebulous. You know, psychology is not as concrete as looking at charts and finding levels and that side of trading. So what a lot of people do is they come up against this block where they've got their skills dialed in, and then they start trying to execute their plan, and they find that they're suffering from greed or FOMO, or they're jumping out of winning trades too soon, or they're ignoring their stops. So all of those things that trip you up, that cost you money. But instead of thinking about it like a system, the same way that they did the technical side of their trading, they just try and resolve the symptoms. So they say, okay, I've got a problem with jumping out of winning trades too soon. I need to fix that problem. And then they go on YouTube or they read books and they're trying to find the solution to that. Or they might decide that greed is the issue or FOMO is the issue. And they're looking for solutions that just target that. But what I'm trying to get across is that that's actually just dealing with the symptoms of a deeper issue. And so you don't need a trading, or you don't need a psychology degree. You don't need to go to therapy to be a good trader, but you do need to adopt this high performance lens to training your mindset and your emotions. So your emotional mastery and regulation in the same way that you train all of the other aspects of your trading. So the way that Andrew has very expertly outlined TradeBook in that book, you know, all of the different pieces of the puzzle, the whole system that you put together on the technical side to be able to make money in the market. I'm proposing that we should have that same type of a system on the mental side. So I don't know, I had a slide there, but to be honest, it's a very basic slide, so I might just explain it. It's probably easier. Oh, there we go. Yes, it's nothing masterful. But anyway, it'll just help me kind of, or help you guys conceptualize this as I walk through it. So if you imagine an NFL athlete who's trying to improve their speed, they wouldn't just go and look for the silver bullet that improves their speed. You know, they're not going to be looking up the answer, like the magic supplement that will make them faster. They're going to approach that from a systematic perspective. So they'll look at their nutrition, their biomechanics, their strength and conditioning, their recovery, and they'll put together a whole training plan that if they practice that plan, you know, day in, day out, they will get faster. And so what I'm going to talk through now, this 4 arenas of high performance framework, is to give you the same kind of lens to look at your trading psychology issues through, so that you can easily resolve them. It does take a bit of work. I'm not simplifying everything. It does take a little bit of work to obviously overcome those challenges, but this is the easiest way to do it. So if we imagine these kind of concentric circles like you threw a pebble in a lake, and the middle of it, so if we're going to talk about trading psychology or your trading performance as if you're going to battle in 4 different arenas simultaneously. So these are the physical arena, the mental arena, the emotional subconscious, and the spiritual energetic. And I'll explain that one. You can take or leave that one if you want, but I believe it's important. So if we look at the physical arena, this is all of the physical actions that you're taking that are, you know, to make money in the market. And so really, if you've nailed the physical arena, if you've won the battle in the physical arena, you are physically taking the actions of executing your plan exactly as you intended to. So we can't control the amount of money that you make from a trade, but, you know, you can control how you execute your plan. So things that might go wrong in the physical arena are exactly the things that we talked about. You're ignoring stops, you're going past your daily loss limit, you're taking low quality setups, all of those things. So you're physically taking those actions in the market and they're costing you money. And then on the person physical side, it could be that you didn't get much sleep last night. So, you know, that's leading to a lack of concentration. So you're taking the wrong actions in the market. It could be that you're not hydrated, so you're not concentrating well enough, all of those things. So we'll lump them all together and say that the absolute bullseye in the center of this whole framework is that you're executing your trading plan exactly as you wanted to on every trade. So if you're winning the physical arena, you're winning the battle there, you're executing your plan. Then we move into the mental arena. And this is kind of where most people stop. They do a bit of work in the mental arena and they don't go past that. But I'm going to explain why that's kind of falling short. So in the mental arena, when you're winning the battle in this arena, is that your conscious mind is doing everything right to support the execution of your plan. So you're believing in yourself, you're focused, you're concentrating, you're paying attention to the right signals in the market, you're not adopting a biased perspective. You know, all of the aspects of your conscious mind are in line and supporting the execution of your plan. Things that might go wrong here are when you start, you know, you have a preference for going long. And so you start looking at the market through that biased lens, even though actually you should be going short. It could be that you're adopting mind traps. So you're starting to compare yourself to other people in the chat room and that's throwing you off. You're, you know, taking their stocks instead of your own. So that's the mental arena. Then we move into the subconscious emotional arena. And this is the one that, you know, people really need to do a lot of work in this arena, mostly if they're going off the rails at all in their trading psychology. And this is where 95% of your actions are actually driven by your subconscious mind. So if this is off, you're definitely going to lose money in the market and you're not going to be executing your plan. So in this arena, we're talking about the emotions that you experience when you trade and how they're affecting how you execute your plan. And we're talking about the subconscious beliefs and patterns that are, you know, have been in your subconscious mind since childhood. So examples of these could be, I believe that I have to achieve in order to feel good. So you're getting your self-worth from your results when you're trading. It could be beliefs around money that might be tripping it up. So believing that money is scarce, that, you know, there's never enough money to go around, or that all people who are rich are greedy. And these are things that we don't consciously think about as we're trading or even as we're walking around our daily lives. They're patterns and beliefs that are residing in our mind at such a deep level that our actions are being driven by them, but we're not even aware of it. And this is the crucial part to work on if you want to overcome your trading psychology challenges. But then we move to the last arena. So if you're losing the battle in that arena, the subconscious emotional one, you'll definitely know about it. You'll be breaking your rules. And then the last one is the spiritual energetic arena. And like I said, you can take or leave this. If you're religious, which actually a lot of traders that I work with tend to be religious and spiritual, and I don't know if they're just attracted to my approach or something, I'm not sure. But I find that a lot of people who actually integrate their spiritual beliefs, their religious beliefs into how they approach trading, when they align those in order to support their trading, they find that they trade better. And if you want to take it on a kind of manifestation level, then this arena is about the frequency. So you're all of how your internal, your mind, your emotions, how all of that is aligning in terms of the frequency that you're transmitting. So we could say, you know, if someone's on the frequency of lack, of scarcity, well, that's going to impact their trading. If they're walking around their day-to-day life constantly feeling like they don't have enough money, you know, opportunities in the market are scarce, all of that, it's going to impact how they act. So the key with this is that you want to win the battle in each of these arenas. And so the very center arena is impacted by all of the ones outside of it. So in order to overcome any simple trading psychology challenge, so we'll take one simple example of, let's say you're taking low quality setups, you're suffering from FOMO, you're jumping into low quality setups that weren't in your plan. In order to resolve that issue, it's not that you go on YouTube to find the magic bullet for, you know, being too trigger happy in the market. It's that you look at where are you losing the battle in each of these arenas? What are you doing in the physical arena that's leading to the problem? Obviously jumping into low quality setups, but it could be those other things around sleep. What are you doing in the mental arena? What are the thoughts that are running through your mind, or the beliefs that you have, or the biased perspective that you're adopting that's adding to that problem? And then you ask yourself, okay, and what's happening in the emotional spirit or emotional subconscious arena. What deeply held beliefs or patterns might be causing me to jump into these low quality setups? Where am I losing the battle in this arena? And then you do the same for the spiritual energetic. And when you do that, you get this much more comprehensive idea of all of these different things that are contributing to the problem of not executing your plan in the way you wanted to. Then it becomes something that you can actually start working on to resolve, because you have all of these different component parts that you can pick off one by one and implement mental training techniques to address them. So you go from this kind of one big global issue of jumping into low quality setups, and you're trying to resolve that, but suddenly you have this whole menu of things that are in your control that you can systematically improve so that you eventually are taking only quality setups and sticking to your plan. I'll just pause there, Andrew. So I know that's a lot of information. So I'll just pause and see like how that's landing with you or how that's landing with the room.
This is great. Like this really resonates with me because I have also a therapist counselor that I talk time to time, and a lot of issues that I have, like my relationship with money, my relationship with social status. This is the same approach that he has toward me. That okay, let's go deep and see where it comes from. A lot of obviously comes from family, my relationship with my father, how I grew up. But his approach really makes sense to me. That let's not give you a pill for a symptom that you have. Let's go deep and see what's causing that thing for you. And it's amazing. And I assume that this is really person by person. So there's not general, prescription for everybody or the treatment. You have to work with them. That's why you have this program that actually people can come and, have this conversation with you deep inside and see what are they coming from. One thing that I want to ask, I mean, again, if it's a good place to answer, if not later, is that people do not accept losses. And I think it seems to me that no matter what belief they are, where they're coming from, what's their mental or spiritual level, is that they don't want to accept losses, and then that loss gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Which part of our human nature has this thing? Because it seems to me universal.
It's so interesting that you say that. So for me, it is almost universal. So even when you're saying, it's very personal, and people they're bringing different stuff to the market and it's personal, it's actually, there are patterns in it, which is why I've been able to build a program. So I've extracted all of the kind of commonalities between one-to-one coaching for 17 years and created this program where there are only a certain number of limiting beliefs that drive indiscipline in the market. I don't know why that's the case, but they come up again and again and again. So there's some like really common ones that most traders suffer from. I mean, most humans probably suffer from them, but we see them in trading. So in terms of losses, one of the main reasons why people can't accept a loss is in the subconscious emotional arena. And often it's to do with either a money mindset issue where they have deeply held beliefs around money being scarce. And so it feels like a threat to their survival to be losing money. It's not just about the amount that's lost in the market. It feels like to their subconscious mind, their inner child, that this is an actual threat to survival. But one of the really interesting other reasons or other beliefs that people have why they can't accept a loss is because they've programmed from a young age that you have to be perfect or you have to be right in order to have worth. If we think about it in school, what's rewarded? Well, getting good grades and doing everything right and ticking the boxes. So people have a belief that it's not okay to be wrong. And especially I see this even more pronounced in people that have come from sales backgrounds or the military even. I mean, if you're wrong and you're in a military career, people can die. So that really exacerbates that belief that it's not okay to be wrong. It's catastrophic if I'm wrong. So a lot of people have these kind of programs running at such a deep level that they're not even aware. And so when they actually lose in the market, even though their plan might say that's fine, it's, they've accounted for it in their trade book, say, they've executed their plan perfectly and they still lost money. They're not able to just leave it at that. It's because it's their subconscious mind that's trading for them. So suddenly they take a loss and then this triggers this belief pattern. And then they're trying to make up for it. So, it's not okay to lose. So therefore, I'm not going to accept ending the day red. I'm going to keep trading until I'm green. And then that leads to revenge trading or going on tilt. So there's a few others as well. But basically, there's a few very common beliefs at a subconscious level that drive that not being able to take a loss. And until you can bring them up to the surface, kind of nearly put them on the table for yourself and say, right, these are the beliefs that are driving that for me. How do I reprogram them? You probably won't be able to overcome the issue.
I love that. Like your approach in looking at this is really nice because if I work with you as my coach, it's not only trading. You actually can go deep into my psyche and see what's happening, and the things that I learn from this program and from your approach actually is helping me in life, and that's what I love about it. Like that's very similar to the type of therapy that I do with my own therapist. And I highly recommend guys check Creda. Obviously, start from the book. She has a lot of resources in her website, and also a really nice YouTube channel as well. Just search her name, comes up easily. We also put the link over there as well. But it really helps you to be a better person, even if trading is the goal. It really helps you to be a better person physically and mentally.
It's interesting. It's people find that when they work, like I'm not a clinical psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm a performance psychologist, like specialized. So everything that I do with people is to help them execute their trading plan better. But in doing that, like you say, usually the baggage that people bring to the market is baggage that the person has. So if you fix it in the arena or the domain of trading, it often leads to all these other benefits in your personal life, your relationships and all that, just by default. Because if you're resolving some sort of deep pattern around scarcity or, perfectionism because you want to make more money in trading, by default, you're clearing that in every other aspect of your life. So it's, we're not doing it for that purpose, but it does have a nice payoff in other areas as well to do the work.
Yeah, no, that's very true. So you become a better person, even though if it's, trading is always, for our community, trading is obviously the theme that brings people together. But my goal has always been to show a group of people that they're looking to be high performers. Like me as the leader of the community, to try to stay fit, to try to climb the big mountains, try to, to be, good at some aspect of life. And all of these people that in YouTube and in community, they are high performers. I've seen them, you've seen them, you come to our events. They're all high performers and high achievers in their life. I want to ask a couple of questions, but go ahead because we have still time. Like one question that Gonzalo is asking, very good friend of me and a very good member, is that have you found that childhood patterns, impact us in our trading behavior? Is that
100%? Yeah. So that, to me, if you want to be a consistently profitable trader, then one of the best things you can do for yourself is to look at how those childhood patterns are playing out in your trading. I would say that now this is not proven or validated, but just off the top of my head, I would say that every high performer I've ever worked with, we've worked on some level at their childhood patterns. So not at the level of therapy. It's not like we're going in to heal childhood trauma. And, even if people had amazing childhoods, there's still patterns that you learn from your parents that mightn't support your goals now. So it might be something that you grew up with, but it's like upgrading the operating system of a computer or of a phone or something. It works until it doesn't, and you have a bigger goal, and then you need to upgrade the operating system. So I think that the more you develop self-awareness about what was happening in your childhood, what kind of beliefs did you adopt or kind of absorb from your parents or your caregivers or your environment, and then if you can put them on the table and actually question, right, do I want to still hold those beliefs, or do they support me in the goals that I have now as an adult? Because often people, if they don't throw themselves into some high performance arena, like high performance sport, trading, some arena where the pressure just doesn't let you hide, then they can get away with continuing with these patterns. But when you put yourself in an arena like trading, where it's so pressured and split second decisions can make or break your career, then it's really worth doing that whole assessment for yourself, like an audit, and saying, well, what is it that I believe at a deep level, and do these beliefs support my trading? And if not, then you can rewire them. It's not that you're stuck with them. You can acknowledge this happened in my childhood and this is why I think this way. But as an adult, you're able to cut off from that and say, right, well, I have the choice now to continue with that belief or to reprogram it with a better one. So I think that's probably one of the best places to start. And you don't need to do it through the mode of therapy. Like, people can benefit from therapy. I'm all about that. But it doesn't have to be even at that deep level. You can do it from a kind of performance psychology perspective.
So what's the difference, like performance therapy and performance?
This is a great question, and one I have to be, really clear in explaining that, because I'm not. We qualify differently in Europe. So I know in America and Canada, if you qualify as a psychologist, you're coming up as a clinical psychologist, and then you add on specializations. Whereas we in Europe, we like specialize from the outset. So if you're going to a therapist, then you're working on deep childhood patterns and trauma and stuff for the purposes of improving your whole life across the board. And usually the reason why you would go to therapy is because there's some aspect of your day-to-day life where, you're struggling to cope, or it's not functioning optimally. So it's a more broad whole life perspective why you would go to therapy. Or it could be, you're having issues in your relationship and you want to work on that. With trading, and from a performance psychology perspective, we're only looking at your childhood or your subconscious beliefs with the sole purpose of improving your trading. We're not doing it to improve your relationship with your spouse, or to heal the trauma around whatever happened in your childhood. We're literally just trying to understand it so that we can link that with what's happening in your trading that you want to fix. And then we build the fix with mental training tools. So it's a much, I'm not going to say surface level because that doesn't do it justice, but it's a much lighter approach. It's not to heal all aspects of you as a person. It's just to improve your trading.
Yeah, I love that. It's really nice. Definitely, I'm sure that you help a lot, but obviously, as a disclaimer, that this is all about trading. But this program definitely helps you be a better person beyond that. One question is that, Craig, again, may not have an easy answer, but paralysis by analysis is something that also traders get that. Is there like something that's, based on your experience, you can say people that make faster decisions, even if it's not perfect decision? I think Sean is asking this in the chat room, that techniques that can help you make decision quicker and don't get paralysis.
Yeah. 100%. This is actually a great question. So I did my master's research on this exact topic, so I can actually answer it pretty easy. Yeah. So I did it actually with golfers, paralysis by analysis with golfers. So I'll try and shorten it. Basically, with pressure exacerbates what's already going on. So when you're learning a skill, you have to think really hard about all the different aspects. You're trying to put it all together. And so if you imagine like learning to drive manual, you're thinking of all of the different things, the gears, trying not to hit the granny on the road, and you probably don't have cognitive bandwidth to be listening to the radio and having a chat while you drive. And then as you practice it, you get much more automatic, and it all happens kind of nearly unconsciously. It's just fluid. So when you get to a level of skill with trading where it's all just, the execution is happening quite fluidly, that's great. But then when you throw pressure into the mix, that's where the skill breaks down again. So that's where paralysis by analysis comes from. It's the combination of pressure plus this skill that's automatic, and then the skill reverts to, you start thinking of all the component parts. So if you imagine a golfer, seen as that's what I did the study on, they're swinging their club and the swing is automatic and they don't have to think about it. And then suddenly they're in some really, important championship and the pressure's on, and they start thinking, what angle are my wrists at? How am I turning my body too far? And they start thinking of all the different component parts. They won't swing the club the way they normally do. They're overthinking. So in trading, the fix to this is, or actually in any domain, the fix to it is and there's research on this, you can either aim to pull down your cognitive, so like your mental anxiety or your physical anxiety, and pulling down even one of those helps to protect against the impact of pressure on your trading. So if you're saying, how can I make decisions quicker? So your decision making is obviously affected by this whole phenomenon, this pressure, and your skill breaks down. So if you want to make more effective decisions, what you need to do is pull down the pressure so that you can execute the skill automatically again. And the way that you do that, you only, the research says, have to pull down your mental anxiety or your physical body to, enough that you're kind of freed up to execute automatically again. So if I make that really concrete, the mental worry, you could use things like meditation, you could use deep breathing, which actually also would work on your physical body. you could use affirmations. So you're pulling down the level of worry and stress that's going on, that kind of, hamster wheel of thoughts in your brain. If you can quieten that down, you'll be freed up to make more effective decisions and protect against pressure. Or you can focus more on the body side of things. So that could be using things like progressive muscle relaxation. I'm trying to think what else in terms of body. Again, the breathing would work. So you just have these little short, easy to implement techniques that reduce the level of stress, either in your physical body or in your mind. And that stops this phenomenon from happening. And then you can make more effective decisions.
Yeah, the breathing that you mentioned is amazing because I recently started getting to that, and sometimes when I'm getting like panic attack or really anxiety, just breathing can, it's short period of time can change, and I'm amazed myself because I'm also monitoring my, heart rate and everything. It's amazing. One question that I have, we don't have a lot of time, is you mentioned the spirituality and the role of religion. I know Dr. Brett Steenbarger, that we both know very well. He has a book on spirituality and trading. It's actually free on his blog post. I later share with the community. And he's also having a new book coming. It's called Positive Thinking and Impact on the Trading. So I did read the book before it's published because I did write some forward for him. Can you tell us about spirituality and like religion, and like what about something that you can share maybe from the past people that have done that, like how
Yeah,
it can impact?
absolutely. And I really love all this stuff, so I use it a lot. Even in running my business, I will use a lot of this. But I'll just keep it to traders that I've worked with, say. So just real simple example of a lot of traders that I work with are spiritual, different religions. But for example, one really important aspect of their morning routine anyway would be prayer. And so when they build that into their pre-market routine, I remember one trader in particular, this mightn't make sense for everyone, mightn't work for everyone, but for him it did. So he was inconsistent with making sure that he did his prayers in the morning. So he built it into his pre-market routine, and he actually tied sticking to his rules with kind of religious discipline, like with honoring his God or version of it. And so that worked for him because it gave him a reason, like a deeper motivation to stick to his rules. And that was something so meaningful to him that when he did that, so when he built the prayers in, made sure that he did it, and then built a significance or a meaning between executing his trading plan, being disciplined, and honoring his God, then that worked for him. So it's not, that's a very religious example of that. But even from a more spiritual perspective, it could be in terms of like one technique that I use all the time is I use automatic writing. I don't like, I'm sure some people think this is off the wall, but I use that in decision making for my business. It's just a way of like tapping into my gut, or further than that, if depending on how you believe it. So I'll have a question, some decision I have to make in my business that's about the strategic like evolution of the business, and I just kind of clear my mind and just write, set an intention before I do it, and then I just write. So I don't consciously decide what I'm writing, just kind of like stream of consciousness. And the insights that come out of it, I find, for me anyway, are like really on point and get me to think about things from a different perspective that my conscious mind would never have adopted. So that's an example of like me using that spiritual realm in my own business. If you want to, that's a different domain. It's not trading, but that's how I use it. So same thing in trading. If you were looking to find the answer about a specific, maybe you're tweaking your strategy and you're trying to find the strategy that works for you, and you want to change aspects of it, you can use those type of techniques to tap into your intuition and get a deeper insight as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I think it's a great conversation, and I love to continue, but I know that we have only half an hour. So, guys, if you want to learn more, obviously, advertisement, read the book that Creda and I wrote. But there's a lot of free information Creda has on social media. Her YouTube channel is really good, and obviously, just we put the link of her social media as well, but it's very easy to find her. Just Google her name everywhere. Um, Is there anything else you would like to discuss before I conclude this? I mean, feel free to stay, but I actually have to go. But we have Thor and Dr. Vanessa Charlan is coming. Is there anything that you would like to discuss?
Yeah, just two things. So I'll just say that the book, I know what I talked about here is quite like heady. In the book, it's a lot more practical. So you can, there's literally like do this, you know, much more practical and concrete. So the book will get you a long way on using mental training techniques. And then the other thing is I do have a free trading psychology masterclass. So I think I've shared the link. I think
Yeah, we're
John
sharing
was saying
it
he would share
everywhere.
it. Yeah. So that's on demand. You can watch that. You get 5 days of access to that, like once you sign up. So that kind of goes into three of the most common. It takes what's in the book, myself and Andrew's book, and it gives examples of real traders who've implemented these techniques that I talk about in the book and how that's changed their trading. So if anyone's interested in that, the link is there and it's on demand access. Like you can get access as soon as you sign up.
Perfect. I really, really appreciate that. And again, we love to have you more often in the community. I know you're pretty busy yourself. And again, once in a while, we would love to have you on a webinar or more of these FAQ because you're very valuable to traders. I think you, Dr. Brett Steenbarger, there are few people, coaches and psychologists that are really a gem for trading community. And we value you because you're not very uh, you're rare. Like that people who do you trade yourself as well? Are you a trader?
No, no, I'm not a trader. It's not. Do you
Never,
know what?
you've never been tempted to try trading?
I actually have. It is something I would like to learn, but at the moment, I know because I'm seeing it all day, every day. I know the level of work that's involved, and I know that if I started it, I would have to treat it like a full-time profession, and I just don't have the time. So running my business, and had another baby this year, and
Yeah,
there's a lot. So
so try to convert you. Come join us.
I will, but I need time first for sure. Thanks for having me,
Perfect.
Andrew, though. I really enjoyed
Of
it, and I'd love
course.
to be
Yeah.
back
Thank you
soon.
so much. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Always a pleasure working with you. And I hope that people who are either here or later send a newsletter about this get a chance to check your resources and hopefully they can work with you and they improve life and trading for sure.
Awesome.
Well, have a good afternoon. Thanks again for your time. Cheers. All right. So that's great. So I know two beautiful people, Vanessa and Thor over there. And yeah, always
Hey.
good things. So I'm gonna just cut it a day for myself. So PLTR broke down, but I gotta stop that on it. AMD, I'm still in there, but shit, I am going to 262. Yeah, so hand it over to those amazing futures traders over there. Ciao, ciao, guys.
Ciao. Thank you, boss man. Good to hello out there, YouTube. Good to see everybody. Great everyone to have here. So excited. I thought that session with Credo was quite interesting. I really found a lot to go in there. One thing I have to just kind of toss in there because maybe I'm a little bit biased in this whole thing, but one of the things that I think I'd like to highlight, because I feel like her name got left out in a very important list of names we just thrown out there. We mentioned Credo, we mentioned Dr. Steenbarger, but Dr. Vanessa Charland is a trader, right? So that's one of the things that I think is really, really important about what Dr. V brings to the table is when she talks to you about these performance issues and these things that you're going through, she's been there. Right? She's been on the floor of her bathroom crying because she could not figure out how to get trading to work. She knows what it's like to lose over and over again. And she did that while having children, while going through all of the different things, while trying to help support her family, all the things that you and I have done that we've had to struggle through. Dr. Vanessa has been through those same things, which is why she is a critical weekly guest on this show, and also someone I am very interested in doing mentoring stuff with and all that. She teaches mindset, hypnosis, resilience, everything. Intro done. Dr. Vanessa,
Oh,
welcome.
wow. I'm blushing. What an intro. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think the session was very interesting. I love having fellow psychologists on the on the channel. It's awesome. So how is everybody doing? How is my co-host doing?
I'm amazing. I actually took a short on ES near R4 when it lost the 4-hour trend in pre-market. It was under trend, so I decided to get short, and I'm still holding. So I am following a nice downtrend to the downside. I'm over target, so if it comes through my downtrend, I'm going to exit and take my profit. But if it keeps going, I'm just going to keep going unless we hit S3 here in a minute. So pretty happy about that.
That's awesome. I also took a short on NQ when it lost my downtrend. Well, not when it lost, but when it came back inside of it for a nice scalp. So that was not a sexy trade, but that met the daily needs.
The daily needs. Yes, I don't know. Mine I got in, I'm 2 contracts of ES in at around 68.92. So, and I'm still holding. So let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. I need one big flush and we're going to hit that target. We got within a couple ticks before and I watched that thing yoink away from me back to the CP, but we're
And
okay. We're still in trend. We're doing it.
What about ATR low on NQ? Right?
So that's the thing. Like, since this is a narrow range, we actually have a lot of downside potential. So, I mean, it's been pretty wild, but I mean, NQ's got some, you know, NQ can do some stuff, right?
I don't know.
So we're excited. So we're sitting here, we're wiggling just above my, oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yay.
So I want to show everybody what I saw here. So the first thing, credit is where credit is due. I've been putting some study into, you know, I may have picked the wrong level, so we'll see what happens here. This could go any way, but I'm practicing. But you can see here we had this, you know, this low here. We had this pullback, which set the new high, so I went ahead and used it. And then throughout the pre-market, we were just walking right up the line. And then as we were getting into pre-market, we actually reoffered and then made a new low. So for me, that was good enough. I was under the trend. If I looked at ES, I was under R4 and you know, with a lot of potential downside. So I went ahead and went short there with a couple contracts and
that's awesome. That's a beautiful.
There we go. So it's about a 3K hit on the 2 contracts. So we'll take it.
I like how we are losing S3 right now.
The thing is I wouldn't be looking for a bounce here, actually. In this instance, the lower we go, the lower we can go. So if we were going to find support, it should have been around the CP. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But now that we're under the uptrend on the larger time frame and we're staying under trend on the shorter time frame, the leader says that way for now. So that's the way I'm going to be pointed for sure. Also, on the VPA here, on the buying and selling detector, as you can notice, we stayed under level the entire time. We've never been selling at, or buying, sorry. We've never been buying at any point today. We've only been selling. So if you're pointed any direction but down, we're doing it. So fun. Oh, Gonzalo, obey your master.
Exactly.
That's right.
Master. So have some master puppets somewhere in your office and you obey the master. Okay.
That's right.
And now, I mean, I had a beautiful, like, I'm looking at this right now. So I took my scalp this morning. I was, again, so busy. And then I had another entry that could have been awesome just to go to ATR low. Let's see if it goes there. But yeah, I have some FOMO here.
I mean, look at NQ. What a just sell today. This thing has been just going.
Yeah, let's go.
On my lines.
I mean, it's been chopping under my downtrend a little bit, and then
NQ kind of had like a similar thing for me too. It came off of that. Hold on, let me get my little.
I'm gonna share my screen maybe so people see what I see.
See what I see. See, I like that right there. See, again, look in the pre-market, and then maybe we can switch over to Dr. V's. I'll ping Carlos. But look, you can see here, I just deleted all my levels from before because I didn't mark up NQ. But look at, this is not like, these are not super hard. Like, that's one of the things I really like about Dr. V's method is it's simple. You know, the way it's KISS method, right? Keep it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? It just makes it work, right? So you can see here, we kind of have a low here, made a low there, made a new high, hit it, done. But look at what happens. Look at the reoffer. Look
I
as
know.
it pulls back and then sells. It's so beautiful. Like,
Oh, so
wow.
Mark is saying to hold for ATR.
Oh my, will the real Mark Douglas please stand up? I agree. Hey, Dr. V, did you know that you can link the tabs in TradingView
What
so
do you
that
mean?
so for instance, like right now, if you're looking at my TradingView, I have a 1 minute, a 5 minute, and a 4 hour charts. And
Yeah.
if I hit, watch this, pink, it's switched all of them. So I don't have to go through and click each tab every time I go to a new chart. I don't have to, it auto syncs all across them in my time frame. So it keeps my 4 hour up, my 5 minute, and my 1 minute. And anytime I switch.
I just split my screen in two, so I have my 4 hour next to my 1 minute.
So if you go up to the tab up here and right click, you'll see at the bottom it says tab syncing, and you can sync the symbol by making them both a color. And then when you click your left tab, it'll automatically switch your right chart at the same time.
Okay, but I'd rather see everything on one page, I guess.
So like if you had two next to each other, like if you did it like this way, you could still
Yeah.
have it. It would still switch between the two. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay, that's fun.
I just, it saves me some time. I don't have to. Did I just close my entire program? I did.
So Mark, should we hold for ATR low on NQ? What do you think?
He looks so smart in person, but then he does things like this, and we just all question him.
Because it's quite low. It's 383.50-ish.
Are we looking at NQ on this one? Let's see.
Maybe farther than 383? You think it will go down more than that? In this session?
That's monthly support 3 and S6. So there's a lot of support right there, I think.
Here?
But right down where it would be ATR low. ATR low is sitting right at monthly support 3 and S6.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the cams.
it's a
massive buying, but we're above R4. We're above S4 on a lower range on NQ right now. So this is a very strong spot to find a buyer. So like, because we could buy here and still close up near the CP maybe, and it would just be kind of a neutral day.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, did we finally find some bears, V?
I know.
Where's our bears
so
at?
happy.
Like, my God. Like, I got this bear tattoo on my arm for no reason. Like, where's my bears at? Like, I should have just got a tattoo of Andrew and then a bull, right? Instead of a bull with a bear over it, I should have just done Andrew's face. And then that would be super weird.
I think it's because the bear is on your arm, maybe. Should go back to the market. But look at the reaction on my trend now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you're holding your runner, so my trade was this one. It's a very cute trade.
Oh,
I was happy, that was it.
So trades are now being redefined as sexy or cute. So I actually like this. I kind of like that we're moving away from these overarching technical principles, right? Like it's a cute trade, sexy stops, let's go.
Yeah, that was fast and effective. So, take the money and run. And when you're busy and you have a nice setup and you have money in the bank, you just take it.
So they were asking if there was an alert on ES. No, this trade was taken in the pre-market, and my system will not alert in the pre-market. So this is what I would call a discretionary trade, where I had enough of the elements together in pre-market that I felt comfortable taking that trade. But it's still based off the CAM system. It was still sold in a selling range on the right type of range from the right location. I just didn't wait for the open to get it because I was seeing everything I needed to see right there. So I do a lot for some discretionary trades. My generic rule of thumb is if I'm going to break a rule, try not to break more than one. But there are moments where you have to kind of realize, like, it just depends on how much you really, today I wanted to try a good trade. I only really wanted one or two. And this one just had all the range to it. It really felt good. So I was willing to get into this one and then give it a shot. I also lost a trade on YM. So I tried a short on YM. In hindsight, it was way too aggressive on the buy. It was a poor short. Right place, did not follow the leader on that one whatsoever. I did not obey my master on that one. But you know, one win, one very strong win, you know, well over target, for one sexy loser. So you know, we'll take it.
That's how we lose, right? We have to lose the right way. And yesterday I took some trades with my people and we got stopped out.
Mm.
We were having a mentoring session and we were looking for a reversal, but yesterday it was not happening. But again, be okay with being wrong. We are, and I think it's a topic I would like to talk about this morning.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
great topic.
The fact that we are scientists as traders, okay, we kind of repeat that once in a while, but you really have to treat trading as an experiment. So you don't get attached to your every single trade because you are testing a method. It's like testing a medication. Okay, you're a scientist, you're developing this new drug for Alzheimer. If it's not working on one single patient or 5 patients, it doesn't mean it's not gonna work.
Mm.
So that's why they need large samples of the same exact dosage and like the same exact molecules inside of the pill to make sure that it's working or not.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like that concept as a trader doing all like random trades in random ways with random share sizing or random risk. You're basically, right, you're doing your study there, but you're not using any consistent variables at all. So how are you gonna decide if the med works or not? Right? It's just so much
Exactly.
random stuff.
Like if you take trades and today you're adding to your position for like some reason, you get excited and then you add to your position, and what happens is that now that trade cannot be included in your database because it's a different way of trading. So I guess you will need a new sample for when you add to your position. And then when you have the sample of adding to your position, you should add the same exact way as well. You should have the same reasons to add. So be careful before you take a stupid trade. Make sure that you remember that you will have to throw that trade in the garbage most probably, or start a new sample for that kind of trading style or strategy or trade management. So then it goes, I mean, the journey is now slower and
So much
potentially
slower.
more painful. Yeah.
I really feel like this is one of the things outside of like behavioral slippage. I really think this is one of the things that really sets back most new traders. I think they spend so much time trying all of this different stuff. They end up with a chart full of indicators and different things, but no plan, like no real way of really trading. So, and then you spend a lot of time practicing this total randomness, like just trying to make money in total randomness. And then I think you get frustrated about 1.5 to 2 years in of trying that because it really takes you longer than you would imagine to burn through that. And you get frustrated, so frustrated at just not the losing, the lack of winning. You know what I mean? And then and then you stagnate. And I think most of our traders that go out of this, it's not because they blew up some big account. They just get bored at being not productive and then they just quit.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you overwhelm yourself with so many different information. And so I think to go faster, you choose a strategy, you choose the rules, the recipe ingredients, and then you test only that list of ingredients over and over again. Okay, I would say like 100 of trades by samples of 20 trades before you can have like an idea of how is it working, and also rewiring your brain to execute correctly that recipe.
For sure.
That's practice. And I will have to charge my computer because it's not plugged in.
It is dying. If we lose Dr. V, she was a lovely woman. It was great hanging out with her today, and she's getting plugged in. But you know, I agree with so much with what she's saying. Like, so for me, when I think of trading, I think of attrition, right? Trading for me is a game of attrition, right? You're never going to be a winner at trading. What you need to aspire to be is a good loser, right? The best loser, right? Because the best loser wins, right? Tom Ogard, right? What we're trying to do is we're trying to limit attrition, right? We're going to take 3 or 4 small steps backwards for one big step forward, one small step backwards, one big step forward, 3 small steps backwards, one step forward, one step forward, 3 small steps backwards. There will always be the steps backwards, right? But if you mess up the game of attrition in either one of those ways, right? If your steps backwards become too big, if your steps forward become too small, you can never win the game of attrition, even with a high hit rate, right? You're just, and I proved this through a couple years of trading, right? I did this. I am living proof of what it feels like to stagnate, making profit for a long time, not really growing, because that attritional game is just not properly in balance. I wasn't letting my winners win enough to offset the very controlled loser. I was always a great loser, but in this instance, I wasn't so great a winner, right? So, and that's what I had to work on a lot with Dr. V actually in the beginning of this, in the middle of the year, was actually working on not necessarily how to be a good loser. I've always been a very good loser, but how to get better at winning. So, and actually being willing to not partial, being willing to trade a proper size contract for my risk metrics, right? These are all things that I was doing to myself that was causing me to stagnate, that had nothing to do with my skill or, in the market, my ability to read things, or my bank account. They were all just fears that I'm throwing in on top of it.
Yeah, so thank you for that. Do yourself a favor, guys. Okay, stop overwhelming yourself. Because you want to go fast, and we've all been there. Okay, I'm saying this because I'm the first one guilty of that. Okay, because we want to go fast, we want it to work right away, and if it doesn't work, we change strategy or we change the rules too early in the process. And now we are like just in the middle of a big pile of data and we don't know what to do. And worst, we are hurting our psychological capital and our confidence. How can you build confidence? By taking random trades every day. You don't know if it's working.
No, and for me, Dr. V, confidence is not knowing what will happen. It's knowing what you'll do based upon what could happen. So if you never do the same thing, impossible to be confident because you don't know what you're going to do.
Exactly. And last week I had my biggest trading day of my whole journey. Okay, biggest trading day, 5 digits day, guys. Okay, it happened to me. I had an Andrew day or a Thor day.
Let's go, Dr. V. No. Everyone who loves Dr. V, give me some ones, give me some likes. Dr. V's biggest trading year of her career so far.
Shaking. Thank you so much. I was shaking when I saw the profits. Okay, I put the trade on. That was a beautiful loss of an uptrend on ES. So forever grateful to ES. That's my new license plate for my car, I think. So ES.
Dr. V Heart ES.
So it lost the 4-hour uptrend, a pullback trend that we had, and the entry was flawless. It was perfection. And I could have a very nice stop. And I had a 10 hours trade. It was mind-blowing. And I saw the alert. I was working that day at the clinic, so I couldn't look at my trade. I didn't care.
That's interesting. Had the bracket on, off doing her job, doing life stuff. Trade still working. Is that not the dream, people? I mean, come on.
Awesome, right? So I got the alert and I saw the price because I memorized the price of my stop and the price of my target, and I saw the price and I was like, no way. Like, oh my God, I did it. That was amazing. But again, I was not looking at it. I didn't care. It was just a trade, really.
The market rewards, you when you're just detached, when you're indifferent from what the outcome is. That's when it happens. And this is why I made the statement, by the way, at the beginning of this that I did. Came out a little hot maybe, But this is the statement I made when we talk about Dr. V and working with her. Obviously, clinical psychologist, hypnotherapist, got all the creds, right? All the receipts, they're all there. The main receipt is she knows what it feels like to have that day, right? She knows what it feels like to have the reverse of that day, right? Like, as amazing as this day feels, she's felt the other end of that emotional spectrum, right? So this is one of those things, but also, and if it might be a brag on Dr. V day. I apologize. You know, this is what it is. Prepare to blush. Could do you. The thing I really also want to, you know, illustrate too is not, I don't want to call her a baby at this, but she is relatively, I mean, in the curve of things, being a few years in, you know, being under a half a decade as far as and to be seeing the consistent results that she's showing in the way. I mean, it's just big evidence of just how naturally talented of a trader you are. And then with your psychological background, right, how bringing that performance in, you can, if you're doing these things, if you have this kind of an approach, this almost like clinical approach to establishing your trading in your system, you can have a faster curve. Like, you can do this, right? Dr. V will tell you, she's doing this. This is great. If we can do this, right, you can absolutely
Everybody
do
can
this.
do it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not, this isn't like a sales pitch. Like, this is just real stuff. Being humble, right? I'm a smart guy. I am by no means like the most smartest guy ever created, right? I'm probably slightly above mean. You know what I mean? So, but I can execute really, really well, right? So this makes me a good trader, right? This isn't about intelligence. This is about performance, right? And then Dr. V's got all of the above. So, I mean, what are you going to do? So obviously it takes me like 5 years or 6 years, 8 years to start making 5-figure days. She did it in like 30 minutes. She's like, I'm just going to start 5-figure daying this thing.
But I didn't know it would turn out like that. You know, I had my profit target. And of course, when you set your bracket, you're like, okay, I'm going to aim for this today. It might be impossible, but good is the enemy of great sometimes, right? And I try to think that way. So if I want to be a great trader, I need to take some risk. But also the risk, what I mean by taking some risk, it is like I will hold for bigger moves, maybe, you know, and I could size in pretty well on that trade because my stop was only $400 for the size that I had. So everything was perfect. The conditions were perfect for me to try it. And it could have reversed on me and be a losing trade or a break-even trade, whatever. Okay, but it worked. It's not because I'm a great trader. I just did the same thing I do every day. Okay. So in this instance, now it looks like we don't want to go to ATR low, but it was the same kind of story. So we lost a trend on ES, and then ATR low was there, and I said, I like it. It's not too far away. It's not too impossible to achieve. So sometimes I like to push my limits like that, you know, just to, you know, I'm building my capital, but at the same time, I will have some days where I'm like, I like this setup. Let's push my psychology a little bit out of the comfort.
That was actually me on ES today, Doc. My target was actually CP, but because we had been selling so well, I was thinking to myself, I think I can get a little more out of it. So since we were holding trend, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and target lower, you know what I mean, and go ahead and give this a little room. If it comes back through trend, I'll still hit my target, you know, just from the underneath as it comes back up, which is perfectly fine, you know, but this gives me an opportunity. And, you know, you'll hit zero targets you never hold for. So why not go for it? And we just, on ES, we came right off of the buying area. I think NQ did the same thing.
Yes.
And we just lost that short-term downtrend. And the response of the buying and the selling when we came back through the uptrend on my buying and selling detector is so stinking obvious. You can tell that they bought the trend and started buying and kept buying. So this is actually looking like we moved back up to the CP. So it just shows you how great these trends are.
I know. And here it's a decision point. Okay. We need to take a decision. So what happened is that we had a reaction to the trend, but then we crossed it and we closed on the other side of it. So that could be an indication that now the master wants to change direction. And you don't argue. with it. Okay, it's telling you something. It's talking to us at the moment. And now we have this one. Okay, so now it says, hey, I broke it, came back, tested from the other side, and now we're going. Right? So it's always like the visual clues that will tell us, and I love the lines for that, whether it's a support or a resistance, okay, or a trend. These are points where we have some parties, okay? We have a party here, we have a party here, we had a party here, and we had one here, okay? This was holding. See this? Came under, came back up. Not a good idea to be short here because we reclaimed that previous support that turned into resistance, okay? I'm not saying we will not continue lower, but at this specific moment, the master said, I'm pulling back. And you don't argue with that.
Exactly. So I just messaged Carlos to get the screen put back up on her, and then
Oh no,
we
that's
can
it. Oh yeah, I was
Yeah,
showing
I'm here.
stuff.
Which one do you want?
just
Yours or
V
her?
screen, just V screen.
That's funny.
And we can leave her on for now because we'll just talk through her screen, Carlos, so you can do your thing.
Cool, man.
Cool, I'll pop you if we need you. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're the man.
Yep.
So I agree, by the way, something Melanie just said. I think this is absolutely true. She said women are masters of shape shifting, the rocket adaptation. I mean, if anyone who wants to argue with that, do it at your own peril. I mean, I think that's absolutely true. So, and I do think, you know, oddly enough, although there's some stigma in the financial market, you know, of being very male heavy, one thing that I've noticed throughout the market is you find women in some very high, very powerful places within the market. You know, the VP of the exchange is a female. So I mean, and a very competent one at that. So I mean, I think there actually is some things. A lot of people, especially, and this kind of getting into the psychology of things, a lot of people think that being a guy means you have really strong emotional control. This does not mean what it means to be a guy. Men have to be taught emotional control. Men are very emotional and very reckless and very irrational, and they do lots of silly, crazy things. This is why the vast majority of your criminals are male, right? And the vast majority of like outliers when it comes to any kind of thing reckless, jumping out of planes, jumping off of buildings, base jumping, climbing mountains. You know, I mean, anything you're talking about doing something stupid, it's a male, and it's probably from Florida. Just saying. If someone's wrestling an alligator, if someone's trying to rob a McDonald's using an alligator, it's not going to be a woman. I'm just saying. But I do think this is one of those things that is really important to lean into as men, and understanding men come into this thinking, oh, I'm a guy, I'm money, boom. No. You're going to get beat up by the market. This market was designed to beat on men. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful with here. I think women often inherently have an advantage here with their higher emotional control. They often have a detachment a little bit better from the outcome of things because they're coming into this often for different reasons, not to prove some big proof, but rather to, you know, for some, you know, more altruistic purpose. So, I mean, I think there's some things there. Emotional intelligence, agreed, Gonzalo, all day, every day,
Yeah,
right?
we need a lot. Yeah, we need a lot of that. Oh, yes. I mean, if you're not emotionally intelligent, the market will teach you. That's for sure.
Yeah. I know the market dosed me up a nice fair slice of emotional intelligence for a couple of years. It was not nice.
Yeah, I was just showing like we had this trend going on, okay? And here we had previous reaction of the trend doing its job. So the first job of a downtrend is keep the price down. So we had a reaction, but then we crossed it. So now the story has changed. Okay, could be a fake out, but here the story is different. And now we test it from the other side and hold it. Okay, so the master is changing direction potentially here. Something is happening, something is shifting, right? And as traders, we need to be so flexible with the mind. Okay, we could be bearish oriented in the morning based on the bigger picture, but then the price will be bullish and reclaim an important level. We need to switch sentiment. Okay, we need to, I mean, be here in the here and now. That's why meditation is so important. Okay, it helps you see what's happening right now, like you should do in your own life too, right? Okay, sometimes we get into fights with people, we get sad or angry because of the story we tell ourselves in our brain, not what's happening in the here and now. Okay, so we need to be careful. It's not because you think about it that it's true, and it's not because you think about it that you should do something about it right now.
I feel like this lesson needs to go to my son right now for some reason. He had a dream the other night and he woke up and I was mean to him in his dream. So he
Okay.
woke up mad at me. He's like in a mood. And I'm like, what's going on with you? And he's like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I'm like a little upset. And I'm like, why? And he's like, you were really mean to me in a dream I had last night. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, I guess now I'm going to be mean in real life, like, let's go. So, but it was just like, it was such a wild thing, but it's kind of true, right? Like it's, you have this, like all these things, this perceived aggression, this perceived stuff. And then you start making like, Coach Humberto, every married man knows that feeling.
Yeah,
That's
I was about to
funny.
say that. Exactly. You
Funny.
cheated on me.
You cheated on me. And what? I haven't cheated on you. I was sleeping. Oh my God.
That's
Oh, that's so funny. But seriously, I was just like, what the heck, dude? I'm like, what? But I mean, it's true. Like, we make so many decisions based upon the perception of like something that's not even occurring. Like, we're just taking our narrative and throwing it into the market and saying, let's make decisions. And you don't want to do that. You want I want a soundboard. So every time you say the word master, I can just hit the button and it goes like, master. You know what I mean?
Master. I would love that.
That would be just so funny. It'd probably get distracting after a few minutes because, you said master like 4 or 5 times in this session. So every time you do it, just master, it'd just be amazing. Like on my stream deck, just ready to go. But it's true, you gotta like be humble, get yourself out of that and just kind of obey the master a little bit. Let it lead you, change your, I really I saw you do this the other day, V, where you were, I think you were short in a position, if I recall. It was under trend. Of course, right? Ha, a perma bear. But you're short in a position. So because we're perma bears, and that's just something that happens. Unlike this guy, right? This guy is a perma bull. So here you can't see him right now. There's a picture of Andrew on my screen. He's a perma bull. But everyone else though, we're all bears. But it is that kind of that thing, It's just, yeah.
So we need the good balance between having a plan for the session and stay flexible. And when I stay flexible, I'm not saying switching your position every time you feel like it. Okay. It's just seeing, having rules. Should I go long now? Is the sentiment long? Should I go short now? Okay, you need rules, but
Yeah,
you
exactly.
need to stay very, very attentive and flexible. And I think that part is the hardest part as well, to have the right amount of attention. That's why if you're tired, do not trade. Okay, if you're too tired, you might miss something. You might execute correctly, okay, because your rules are, it's a habit. But because you're tired, you might not see that we lost we came back under the downtrend here. It happened to me so many times. I'm having a losing trade, and at the end of the day, I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's not bullish, and I was long. Why,
Yeah, exactly.
So, and also make sure when you trade, no tunnel vision, guys. Okay, what's happening? Okay, look to the left. You want to have the story. Also, when you chart, don't tunnel vision your higher time frame and say, okay, I'm going to chart this view. No, what's happening? Okay, what's happening is we lost that we had this beautiful trend like this. We lost it this morning. We lost the support potential. Okay, now this. Oh, we came back under. We tried to go above it. Okay, here. We broke it, came back. Okay, I thought this was the retest, so I shorted this. Okay, fast and easy. Then we should have continued higher. We were back on the other side of the downtrend. That is bull's territory here.
Mm-hmm.
But we did not. Great. I love fake outs. So now if we go back above this, we should go, right?
Mm.
So that's how you need to think. That is the psychology of the markets, is simple, very simple, okay? You don't need a bunch of expensive like stuff on your charts.
Mm-mm.
Just understand what's going on. They had the opportunity here, yet nobody showed up. I mean, the bulls did not show up. The bears showed up. Okay.
Exactly. And I've got that same downtrend, Mark, that you have on NQ, which makes me feel pretty happy.
Massive tunnel vision.
But you can kind of see, like, I really like too, as it re-offers, like around it's like right around 1124. It pulls back and it kisses the top of your downtrend from the top side. And then I mean, at that point now we've broken the downward line. We're now over it, and we re-offered from the top side. And if you were reading volume, you would see a ton of volume came in right off the line. Like as soon as it would be at 11:24 is the minute. So let me see.
Oh, you mean when we broke trend here? Okay.
Yeah, when we broke trend.
And now
right,
we made a double top here. So what did it say on volume?
So now when we're doing your if we're doing the short-term uptrend you have marked, as soon as you came back in to offer the top of it, there was a really big sell that drove it into it. And then when it pulled back up, really, really low volume, we actually deviated on the volume. I'll see if I can show that on. Let me see if Carlos.
I mean, us trading together is solid gold, right?
Right. I mean, it works beautifully. And so I've been finding, especially
you messaged me and not Carlos.
Oh, whoops. I meant Carlos.
Want to switch? Okay.
Switch me in, Carlos. Now, Carlos, you're gonna do trend lines. Here we go. Switch me in. I'm gonna message it on Carlos just so that I did. So Carlos is doing trend lines now, and Dr. V is now going to run production. So all you're gonna hear is Master of Puppets for the rest of the show, because now Dr. V is in charge. So notice here, check it out. Like, so you can see she has this coming in here. Mine's actually a little off. Hold on, right there. Look at how hers it's coming down. We buy, and then look at the reoffer when we come back. We get this really hard sell. I mean, wicking right into the line. And then we come off of it and start buying. But notice if you do your short term, which she has on, right? We're coming in here. Look what happens when we come back and reoffer the short term. Right off the trend line. Pow! Right to the downside. Then again, a weak offer. And as we're offering to the top side, this is our fun part. Where's my epic? Wherever you went, come back to me. You can see right. Oh, of course. Now epic's not going to work. Slow me down, man. I'm having fun here, and you're slowing me down. Delete. Back to the arrows. We crash epic. Sometimes when I load Trading View, like my epic pen doesn't hold the top layer, and I have to like reload epic. So one of these days I'll figure this out. There you are. Look here now, as we push back up to reoffer that trend, look at how our volume deviates to the downside.
Oh, wow.
Right, so you can actually see as we're pushing to the top side, we're not getting buying coming in. So, and that was after finding a sell there. And then as we push down, our volume just keeps going, right? And now look, as we're heading lower, look at how dark those candles are. So these are all, the ghost candles are shaded with volume. So the darker the candle, the more the volume. So you can kind of see here, like as we offered trend, we got a big volume response from losing that short-term uptrend. We then reoffered it on low volume and started selling. And look at that, we are selling. So that is beautiful.
Nice. So
So
double
let's
bottom on
so we got
S4.
that guy here, all right, that's coming down through here that we're watching. So let's see what happens right at S4, right where this line hits.
Yeah.
I mean, so these are the kind of things you're looking for, you know, if you're looking for a target, pretty good one, right?
Just
Like
saying.
there's a trend line and S4 high. You know what I mean? If you're looking for a spot to look for some kind of a bounce, although with this volume, I don't think I would look for a bounce. But if you're going to look for, that's as good a spot as anybody, right? Anyone, you've got a confirmed area where you've bought, you've got a trend coming in. I mean, let's see what happens. But this is some hardcore selling and has been selling all day. Speaking of that, I love the 4-hour chart for watching volume. Look on the 4-hour. So look on this day, a lot of buying volume, very small candle. On this day, a lot of buying volume, very small candle. We then reoffered in pre-market right up the trend on insanely low volume. We were actually dropping volume as we reoffered. And then we lost trend in the pre-market. And look at the response. Look at that. Oh my.
So we could go to ATR low, I guess.
I'm such a big such a big fan of looking at the 4-hour chart for my larger time frame. It works so good. Thank you, Dr. B. I gotta throw that out there. That's who showed it to me. But look now as we're making this low, all the volume that's coming in. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
So, I mean, swing traders, pay attention.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a pretty sweet entry for a swing short right there with your stop above the high. Right? And if it comes back up through, reclaims trend and breaks swing high, you're good to go. You know, you're out. Very small risk for a swing trade.
Yeah.
You could risk a few $100 to maybe, I mean, imagine if this goes all the way back to 24/7 while you're in one contract of NQ. It would be $50,000 or $40,000 or something like that for that move. And you could do it on maybe a couple $100 risk if timed correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, like my trade on ES, you had 2 full contracts for $400. It's nothing.
It's nothing to make what you made on that. 5 figures, risking a few $100 total worth of trade of risk, a spread across everything.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Crazy. I mean, but it's possible. Sometimes we have the setup to do that. It's just, I mean, grab me by the face. It's there, you know, it's there. Take me, right? So
absolutely. Look at the volume hit off of S4. Let's go. I love these things.
It doesn't mean we're buying.
No, it's you're looking for the response, and it's like, but I actually, like I said before, so this is a narrow range. So on narrow ranges, we should play away from the middle, not towards the middle, right? So when you're talking about wide versus narrow, all I'm really talking about is inside versus outside, right? If we're on a wide range, I plan to play back towards the CP. If we're in a narrow range, I plan on playing away from the CP, right? And that's generically how we do. Every now and again, like today, we go through the CP, but my expectation would be to still keep going out the other end, not to bounce up and come back through again. So in reality, with a lower narrow range, I am thinking we could counter trend out the bottom to get down to S6 today. I think that is definitely in the cards, but it's a lower range. If you're going to find a buyer, I'd say S4 is a really good spot to find one. And again, I deleted it when we were looking at it, but I mean, you throw our little blink. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong one. Right there. You throw our trend line, and I mean, we literally just went right down into S4, hit the trend, hit S4, and then bounced with volume right off of it. And I mean, that's some pretty good volume. So that's fun.
But we lost the 4-hour. I mean, we're back under my line. So that would give me conviction to hold because of the high time frame, you know?
Agreed.
So
agreed.
but
Like
I mean,
for me, yeah. I think you and I are in alignment on this one. So that's always a good time. When I look at my trade and I'm like, yeah, I'm short on ES, and then V's like, yeah, I'm short from ES also, or NQ. I'm like, okay, we're doing it. This is gonna be okay. You know, this is fun.
I would be shy to go long today. I don't know. Like we talk about being flexible. I don't feel like I would buy here.
No, the other knock too is we made low of day after 10:30, and on the SPY and the Qs especially, or related index futures, generically when we make a new low of day or a new higher day after 10:30, we close on that side of the chart, you know, almost 3/4 of the time. So this is not the world's greatest spot for to look for a reversal. I would say, if anything, and this is a big issue a lot of new traders have, you come into the day thinking that all of your good continuation plays are going to happen in the morning, all your reversals are going to happen in the afternoon. This is actually quite the opposite. The vast majority of your reversals will happen within the first 15 to 30 minutes of the day. And everything afterwards will likely be some version of a continuation. We rarely get major reversals. Most of those are going to actually happen near the MOC. They're going to come in maybe at 3 o'clock, 2:30, and run into the close when the MOC orders come through. So, but this is a very big kind of misthought with a lot of new traders as they come in. They think that they're going to get ORBs. So they're really just looking for ORBs all the time, but they wonder why their ORB stuffs and immediately flips and goes the other direction. This is because we close the distance to previous day's close like 80% of the time, no matter which way we gap every day, right? So going long or going against the CP at the open is basically always a really bad idea because we're going to go to the CP 3/4 of the time. So this is the things you got to think about when you're putting your strategies together. Like an ORB is fine, but an ORB in the wrong place is a death sentence. You know what I mean? So you have to you have to really make sure you're pairing those things with range, with trend, with things that actually show you where the price is going and where it's come from. If you don't have those, then it's really just more like gambling on buying new highs and new lows with really no reason.
All right, so let's see what happens with NQ.
Party. I love that freaking S4 touch. That's pretty hot.
Beautiful.
That's pretty hot. I mean,
yeah, it is.
I like how it just swept the low to get there too. It just seems rude. And I love it when I see the rudeness in the market because I'm like, oh, I bet it pissed a lot of people off right there. Right. So it's a good one.
Now I laugh, you know. It's
right?
so funny because you see what they do. Like yesterday with CL, okay, I was trying to short CL. I had a level, and of course, I got chopped like 2 losers on CL, and it did the exact move the next session at 7 p.m. last night. Sold off like there's no tomorrow. I was
so
like,
rude.
Jesus. They're so mean. But because they are mean, we need to protect our little butts, okay? So you need to have a maximum of attempts on a setup because they might chop around. If it's a good level, they will kiss it all day sometimes, okay?
You're so right.
So get out of it, please.
No, that's such a good point to make there. I think a lot of the times when we're really killing ourselves is because we've overcommitted to an idea while they are not like it's not happening. Like you're anticipating, you think it's a good idea, and then so you just overmine the idea. You know, I was talking with a buddy of mine. I was like, think about one of those gold mining shows. You know, imagine just digging the same dirt for like day after day after day, even though you never get gold out of it. You know what I mean? Like, what are you looking for? You know what I mean? So imagine you try 1 try, 2 try, 3 try on this ticker, right? Trying to get into a position and you just keep losing over and over and over again. Like, why are you still mining this dirt? You know what I mean? You need to go find new dirt somewhere else. Like, you know, find the pay, like get to it, right?
All right. So I will see you guys in the BBT webinar room to have fun with the Back to the Future session.
Absolutely.
Maybe find some trades together.
Thank you so much, Dr. V, for hanging out with us as always. Everybody out there on YouTube, like, subscribe,
Thank you so much.
thumbs up, come behind the paywall, hang out with Dr. V. Let's do some Back to the Futures. I'm going to hang out too and learn something. I'll talk to you later.